Bruins were outshot 37-24. Charlie McAvoy's end of the ice was crowded for most of the evening.
They're a good rush team. They're a good offensive team. We just didn't defend well enough. You can't give up 6 goals, so that was the problem.
Michael Eyssimont had a goal and an assist for the Bruins in the loss. They'll continue their road trip in Denver against the Colorado Avalanche tomorrow night. Patriots are without Harold Landry and cornerback Charles Woods at practice yesterday. Jalen Hawkins and Anthony Jennings returned after missing on Wednesday. The Patriots visit Tennessee on Sunday. Last night, Cincinnati upset the Pittsburgh Steelers 33-31. Jamar Chase, 16 receptions for 161 yards and a touchdown. At the baseball playoffs, Toronto won again in Seattle late last night, 8-2. The American League Championship Series is now even at 2 games apiece. In L.A., the Dodgers beat Milwaukee again 3-1. They lead the NLCS 3-0. Mass Live is reporting the Red Sox are working on a deal to bring back Jason Varitek in the same role he had last season. And the Celtics yesterday signed Ron Harper Jr. to a 2-way contract. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Here's Pasternak, high slot. Right circle to Zacha. Sends one across. McAvoy shot, and he scores!
The Bruins play here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher.
They love the show. In fact, they said, Fred, you're the best.
And Hardy.
Who's Taylor the originator?
On 98.5.
No!
Hello.
Hey there.
Aloha.
Bonjour.
How are we doing?
What? I'm an animal.
Can we use this for the radio? No, Nick, with your drinking at noon on Mondays.
Well, I tell her the truth, I miss Booty.
That problem is too large for the starch.
You know how I feel about clowns on morning shows?
And I'm just saying, hello.
Toucher and Hardy.
Watch Daddy and Uncle Freddie.
Knocking back
25 glasses of soda.
having some fun.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go. Do you fight children when you go in there and beat them up too? Yeah, you're the man. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Dutcher and Hardy. Town Fair Tire Studios. You can call us 617-779-0985. As always, you can watch us live on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. I got an email at 4:34 last evening from Joe, a guy named Joe. It's not Joe from the station. He says, who knew that when you were talking about what life would be like without Paul Stanley, you inadvertently put the kibosh on Ace Frehley? It is true that I believe it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I can't remember how it came up, but I was like, with Ozzy dying, and this is Gen X-y, because those are baby boomer guys. When Ozzy and Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons died, I said, now that Ozzy's dead and Paul and Gene Simmons, that will be, because they were so highly influential to the generation before us, the generation of musicians before us, that the next people to go are the generation of musicians before us. So, for instance, Dimebag Darrell from Pantera is over 10 years older, I believe. He was over 10 years older than me. And he, obviously, his life was tragically ended early, so he didn't die of old age or something, but he was buried in a Kiss casket. Like that John Five from, Marilyn Manson has a Kiss museum of his own. All these guys were so heavily influenced by Kiss that when Kiss dies, then the next people to go of old age would be the people that were right before us. So I said that yesterday, and then yesterday Ace Frehley, a lot of people's favorite member of Kiss. Peter Criss, no one's favorite member of Kiss,
No,
but and no one from the Bruce Kulick or none of those people are anyone's favorite. maybe our friend on the streets there that sings Creatures in the Night, maybe he's a big fan of
Rock and Roll Mike.
Rock and Roll Mike is a big fan of Eric Carr because Eric Carr was in that formation of Kiss. But Ace Frehley, I guess, fell in the studio a little while ago and died of like cerebral hemorrhaging yesterday. Oof. So Ace is no longer with us. We had a great interview. We interviewed Ace a couple times, but we had a really good one the last time. And we'll try to find that for later in the show. We won't play the whole interview, but just like a couple clips from it. Because he was very, very funny and had no censor.
I had learned a lot from that interview.
Yeah. Everyone loved him, except for Gene and Paul, but everyone loved him. He was a lot of fun. And everyone obviously had Frehley's Comet's first album, I'm sure. You all had it. I mean, you all had Rock and Roll Soldiers and songs like that. If the devil wants to play his card game now, he's going to have to play without an ace in his deck.
See, I don't know that you should be talking about this stuff so soon after his death because he was messing around with the occult. And I only have nothing but the fairest of wishes for his eternal soul. But they were dabbling in the dark arts. All those Kiss boys.
I'm glad you bring that up because that's one of my favorite things from when we were kids. I just saw a clip recently of Angus Young from AC/DC and Brian Johnson from AC/DC. And an interviewer in all seriousness is asking them if AC/DC stands for some acronym for like the devil. I can't remember what it was. It was so ridiculous, like Antichrist or something like that. And then, first of all, they had a song "Big Balls." Their lyrics are nonsensical. They're just horrible sexual innuendos and double entendres. I mean, the dark arts, I don't believe, are saying big balls. She shook me all night long. She kept her motor clean.
Oh, the biggest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. You, my friend, are falling into the oldest trap since the beginning of time.
So this guy's sitting there, and he's like legitimately asking them if AC/DC stands for like some acronym for the devil, and then
anti-Christian.
Maybe something like that. And then Angus Young goes, I saw it on the back of a sewing machine. AC/DC, it's on everything. And that was the answer. And which makes me feel a little bit better about the world today is that at least in my lifetime, people were insane too. So, carrying that on. But when we were little, like when I was very little, like Kiss, the people thought it stood for Knights in Satan's Service, and they thought that they were a band of the occult.
Remember that.
But one cursory listen of any of their records would tell you that not only was that not true, your biggest problem with them was their attraction to underage girls. Christine 16 being the biggest evidence of that. So there was that satanic panic, and it was called Satanic Panic. And Judas Priest had to go on trial, a real trial, like with real consequences, because a kid killed himself listening to their music, and they believed there was backward masking. Now, take yourself through how dumb that is. First of all, that a message backwards on a record somehow would infiltrate your head, like it's boom, 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 boom. Like your brain would go, oh yeah, like that's the devil. And that you would think that, or even if you didn't believe that kids took the records and played them backwards, like they spun them backwards. It was so ridiculous, but they had to go. It went to trial. Like they had to go and show up in a courtroom for days and days and days. Now they were found not guilty, but it was no sure thing. It was a very scary time. And I suppose that's why I'm so freaked out about censorship now. It's because we grew up in such an odd time for censorship. And yeah, there was this big scare about Satanism, which is funny to me because that would be great now. Like if the big concern online
Oh, if that was
Satanism.
Oh God.
Yeah, you would be like, that's the greatest. I read this thing in Esquire about this. What are they? Incel culture, like these guys that are virgins not by choice. They they don't want to be virgins, and there's like a couple of these guys gone on like killed people, and they have these like elaborate murder fantasies and stuff that they put online, and some of them follow through on it. Like, that's concerning. Playing around and going, ooh, illegal babble, and making a cauldron of crap is certainly nerdy. And there's a King of the Hill episode where David Cross is in it, and Bobby gets in with this. He's in high school, and he gets in with these like older guys that are into quote unquote Satanism, and they go to Hank, "Are you afraid that he's gonna turn to the devil?" He goes, "No, I'm afraid he's gonna be a nerd." This guy's like, I work at Radio Shack, and that is such a quaint thing. And remember Suicide Solution by Ozzy? They were like, that's gonna make kids commit suicide. It's like, the first line is about alcohol. It's about killing yourself with alcohol. It's like a warning. Wine is fine, but liquor's quicker. Suicide is quick with liquor. I believe that's the first lines.
No, that would be a gift now. If you walked into your kid's room and he had a big boiling pot going with a wing of wasp, hair of newt, I'd be like, at least he's off his phone. He's doing something.
Right.
Good.
When I was in elementary school, I had a New Edition poster, and I had the Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden poster, which was Eddie, the mascot of Iron Maiden, controlling the devil as a marionette.
Yeah.
And so if my parents would have walked into the room and gone like, there's the devil. I mean, what do they care? Oh, boy, I was really into Satan. It was just nerdy stuff. So, I don't know. It just is, it's crazy. But unfortunately, Ace Frehley is dead. I liked Ace Frehley. And I do find Kiss very humorous. It's one of the greatest concerts I ever saw was their reunion tour in the late 90s or early 2000, or in 2000, when it was all four original members, and everything was how it should be. Ace was wasted. He had to sit down on the amp. He forgot to start the song Shock Me, and Paul had to get up next to him and start singing for him. It was a whole thing. Paul was licking picks and putting them on his nipples and flicking them into the audience. It was a whole situation. It was like a carnival for the senses. I was laughing the whole time. It was so great.
We should reach out to Mingles today, make sure he's doing okay.
Well, he's not.
No.
We talked last night.
Oh.
A bunch of us friends showed up at his house to make sure everything was okay.
Oh no.
Because he's still reeling from Ozzy. So we already went over there. Mingles has seen Kiss 1,015 times.
Yeah. Mingles was the building manager. He just took care of everything in our old station over there in Brighton, and he was great. But I mean, of all the bands to hang on to and still proclaim your undying loyalty to, long after the fact that most people would like. Yeah, that's a nice thing to remember and think about, but, it's tough to still call yourself a fan of them. He was still a Kiss fan.
Oh, no, that's not rare at all. Like, Jimmy Norton, to my understanding, if you go into his apartment, it's all vintage Kiss posters. Oh, no. For that particular generation, I'm not kidding either. That's not true at all. Like, people love them. Whatever it did to people that were, teenagers in the 70s, they just love them. It's everything to them. They have this need to like get all the kitsch from it and all that stuff. Oh yeah, that's something that never went away. We're a little young for that, but because when they were in their heyday, I was really little. I remember my friends' siblings would have Kiss records, and we would be like, ooh, because we thought they were scary,
Yeah.
I mean, I thought Ozzy was supposed to be scary too, and then the Osbournes comes out, and you're just like, he's kind of fumbling around. Stern did a Oztober, on one of the 50 days he wasn't around. And Ozzy, if he showed up, you could tell he had been drinking or something the night before. He could not get a word out. And then they would just interrupt him. So there would be 5 minutes of an interview where Ozzy just went, and then they would step in for him. He's like me, trying to come up with a name.
But he was just trying to come up with an answer to how you doing.
Yeah, I'm not there yet, but it's certainly a lot of times when I try to come up with a name, I'm absolutely stuck. So I was sad to see that Ace died.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said yesterday, when people of that age just start dying of old age, that's not great. That's not great for us. I don't feel good about that.
No. Because, a lot of people's parents have died or are dying, and then Ace Frehley dies, and Ozzy dies, and then it's like, well, the next people to go are the people that would have been, our friends' older siblings, if they were a lot of distance between those.
I haven't thought about that. Yeah, that would be next, like the older siblings of our friend. But at that point, I got to believe we're going to be old enough. John, you must have had some friends of yours who have had older siblings die of old age.
That's correct. I do, as a matter of fact.
See, it's not great.
Well, no, it's not
be
fun.
A great feeling.
Not fun at all.
Well,
no.
I'll give you an example. Like REM would be the next generation of bands. Like REM, like Paul Westerberg. I don't mean to be morbid, but I'm just trying to think of the next generation.
Yeah.
That would be that kind of era.
Yeah.
Big Star. I don't know. I just thought of Alex Chilton. But that's how I think of things now, which is a shame because there's a chance I could live for 40 more years.
Think a lot about death.
There's been some death around, so not with famous people, but,
it's the situation where I have a friend of mine who lost his older brother, who was 64. I want to say 64.
But he must have died of a disease or an accident.
Yeah, it was a heart problem. But what I'm saying is you get to a certain point in life where death is kind of lurking. It's not in front of you. It's not there. But all of a sudden, like you were saying, people who are 10 years older than you, 15 years older than you, start to pass away from heart-related issues or whatever the case may be. And you're like, oh, there it is. I always knew it existed, but it's kind of close. It's closer than I feel comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of thing when Mike died, my friend's older brother, I'm like, oh, that's uncomfortable. That's not good. I mean, I grew up. I knew this kid when I was young. That's not good.
Because you really don't think about it, or it seems like such an abstract thought in your 20s and 30s.
That's the thing. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, death, capital D. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way to start a Friday.
Hey,
man.
working for the weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone enjoy their weekend. I mean, that's it for us today. Just wanted to remind you that you're going to die. Unless AI finds something that can keep you alive. But, and I can only imagine those would be great years. Get me going from 95 to 120.
Oh, yeah.
Just cooking, no physical problems at all. Just put me there's 50 million people in hospices. Just yay.
We did it.
Yay.
We solved the riddle of eternal life. Look at us.
Yeah, everyone's living, and now 90% of the population works in healthcare now, and the rest of the people are in hospice. All right. Well, I didn't mean to start on such a high note, but I didn't mean that to be morbid. I was more just saying that it's a shame that Ace Frehley died.
No.
And so, anyway, there was sporting events galore last night, including a late hockey game. which I'm not positive you guys saw, because I did not see it. You have to go to bed at some point.
Puck drop at 10:05.
Yeah,
right. I didn't see a second of it.
No, I was any moment I stayed up past 10 o'clock was watching the Steelers and Bengals last night. So
yeah, that was a good game. I had to go to sleep before it was over, but that was a good game.
But that's why we're here, Fred. Tell you everything that happened with the Bruins in Las Vegas and the Steelers and the Bengals and the ALCS and the NLCS. We'll do everything. We'll do everything.
That sounds like a plan. We'll be right back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, y'all. We're touching Hardy, just hanging out, getting us through this day so we can go party into the weekend on a fall weekend.
Hell yeah. Party my ass off.
I'm just going to really just try on Halloween costumes and see what kicks. What happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game mode to happen. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, what happened last night?
Bruins were in Las Vegas playing the Las Vegas Golden Knights, Tanner Jeannot early in the first period for the Bees.
Into the attack zone, chased down by Jeannot. He got it to the back of the net. Asamont plays it off the near boards, back to McAvoy in the near circle, and they score! McAvoy's shot, and the rebound by Jeannot, and the Bruins jump on the board first, just 2:05 in.
Take that, you dirty Knights.
You know what that was, Fred? That was a greasy goal. That's what that was.
Well, that's all the Bruins have really been scoring so far this season. There hasn't been anything other than grease. That Pastrnak would have a nice one later, but this is also eerily reminiscent of what was happening last season. Bruins get on the board, they score. 90 seconds later.
White Cloud looking over his shoulder with Zacha bearing down on him. Sends it around the far boards. And now it'll come back to White Cloud to the far circle. Long pass ahead. And a break for Dorofeyev moving in, and he scores. Whoops. Vegas able to come back quickly.
Dorofeyev, you've done it again.
Damn you, Dorofeyev.
Dorofeyev.
So far, so good. I mean, it's 1-1 game. Bruins get on the board again before the end of the first period. Okay, so they're up 2-1. But again, about 90 seconds after the Bruins make it a 2-1 game in the first period.
Comes back around behind Swayman. Sissons off the near boards and back to the point. Hutton's shot didn't make it through. Second effort. That one does get through, and the rebound's there, and they score. Cole Reinhardt able to convert the rebound from right between the circles, and it's a 2-2 game.
A lot of people skating free in front of Jeremy Swayman last night.
A lot of people getting loose through the neutral zone, and then once they were in, just whoops. Am I supposed to pick up that guy who is skating from the boards over to the center of the ice? Is that my guy?
Hockey version of a track meet, which of course plays right into the Bruins' hands. Yeah. That's what they want.
But I don't know what happened in the game. I know the score and who scored, but I didn't see anything about it. I apologize. We get up early in the morning. So it wasn't Swayman's fault?
No. I only saw the highlights, but according to the head coach afterwards, he said Swayman played well.
That actually makes me feel better, because if Swayman got lit up for 6 goals, I'm sure one was an empty netter, but if or maybe not.
No.
But okay, there you go. But if he got lit up for 6 goals, at least I'm hoping it's better for the team if it wasn't his fault.
It wasn't. According to Sturm, it was the defense in front of him last night.
I mean, I watched the 15-minute version of the game this morning.
Woo!
And I didn't look at any one of those 6 goals and say, come on, Swayman, you got to have that.
All right. Well, that is a positive to me.
Defenseless out there, yeah.
So David Pastrnak, as I mentioned, did score on the power play because at that point, the Golden Knights are up 4-2. So that makes it 4-3. All right, 4-3 game, power play goal for the Bruins. They go on the power play again. How about another goal? Aha. Careful what you wish for.
Pastrnak gains entry. Hands to McAvoy, center of the blue line, onto the right side. Crossing pass, Middlestat looking for Pastrnak. It's picked off. And Carlson coming ahead. He's got Stone, shoots and scores. Not sure if that first shot went in and out or not, but it sat down in the crease, and they made sure it went in. And a shorthanded goal. That's Vegas up 5-3.
We get it. He scored. You can stop putting
Let
your
him
thumb
blow
on
the horn.
My God. Coming to America? Is that what that was?
So they've been so good on special teams, it looks like that was not the case last night. They gave up 2 power play goals out of 6 opportunities, and they gave up a shorthanded goal.
Yes. Correct.
So that's really where the game was decided.
Yeah. All the things that were preached by Sturm, defense, all the ways they built this team, defense, goaltending, difficult to play against, none of that applied last night from what we could tell.
But they were able to get 5 goals.
Yes.
I'm just hoping that they're decent.
And And most importantly, they were able to make a run late.
Yes, I'm
That is
seeing that.
very important. Their other loss, it was the same thing. Tampa was up 4-1. They got too late and made a push at the end. It was the same thing last night.
So if this is a 3-game road trip.
Yes.
It win 1 out of 3.
Yep. They
I'm
got
comfortable with
Colorado
that.
tomorrow night and then the Utah Mammoth.
Well,
after
Colorado, to my understanding, is very good right now. If I'm not mistaken, I think I heard Beers talking about that. Unless something's happened in the interim.
Yeah, Colorado is very good.
Yeah. So, if you can get out with 1 out of 3 on this road trip, I'd be okay with that. You got
Utah-
Vegas and Colorado. I mean,
Utah
that's
is not. Utah is average at best.
I would hope so, considering that in hockey, if you get an expansion franchise, you win the cup the first year. Like you pick up everyone's trash and you get a cup. It makes me think. And you know what's interesting is I saw this in Slack, John, and I appreciate it, is that you sent the information about Florida. Like they're missing 4 of their best players or something like that.
Kulikov is now out until March, and they're without Barkov and Kachuk already. So
and Ottawa's out Kachuk for
Brady Kachuk 6 to 8 weeks.
For 6 to 8 weeks. So conceivably, the East could be something where you could make some hay in the first half of the season. That would be nice for them to do.
Yeah, Matt Kachuk's out until December at the earliest. So, Barkov's out for the season. Kulikov is a solid, second or third line defenseman, but a leader, and he's going to be out for a while. So, yeah, Florida is not playing with a full deck.
All right, let's.
Neither are you.
You stepped right into that one.
Oh, man. How did I not see that coming?
Lean into a fastball, why don't you, dummy? The Thursday Night Football last night. See, you've got, for only the second time ever, 2 quarterbacks over the age of 40 making the start in this game. So instead of the Ice Bowl, do you know what they were calling this one, Fred?
Prostate Bowl.
No.
I do.
Oh, they were talking about bowel cancer bowl.
That's pretty good.
I didn't know how dark they wanted to get.
The glucosamine and chondroitin bowl. No.
Adult onside diabetes bowl.
Not the Ice Bowl, but, John,
The icy hot bowl, Fred. See how funny that is?
That's actually
That's way
really
better than
bad.
That's way better than what you thought of.
Icy hot bowl.
Well, what I said wouldn't have been appropriate, but the icy hot bowl almost worse in its lameness. I was getting
What do
ready
you want
to
to call it, the Flex All 451 Bowl? I mean, it's ice to icy hot. I mean, it's clever and it's funny. That's why it works.
Someone sat around like in a room pitching ideas, and then they said, we'll call it the icy hot bowl.
Yeah.
Well, Joe Flacco looked pretty good last night. Jamar Chase looked really good last night.
Shotgun snap. Flacco floats one high into the air, left side of the end zone.
Nice.
Chase going to the ground, makes the catch. There's a penalty flag in the end zone. It's on Pittsburgh. Touchdown, Bengals.
I watched a lot of this game. For some reason, Pittsburgh just couldn't or refused to cover Jamar Chase. He caught a touchdown pass, bobbled it, and dropped it. It was an obvious. They called it a touchdown. They overruled. Next play was the one you just played. They went right back to him.
Yeah, Chase had 16 catches, 161 yards, and a touchdown. The Steelers' defense isn't good.
Wow, were they bad last
Yeah,
year?
the Steelers' defense is not good.
They're just playing man against him all night. And then there was a terrible call that went against Chase when he dragged a foot and he made the catch. But he did that thing where he just kind of
on
took
the sideline. I saw that.
both
yes.
hands off the ball for a split second.
Yep.
In any game, any sport, anybody out playing catch in the world, he caught that ball. But when you turn it into 1,000 frames per second and you look at it, he actually loses control. No, he didn't. He didn't lose control.
Fred, what game can we think of where that happened?
Oh, it was the Jets when the guy with the hyphenated name.
Your tight end.
Boutros Ghali?
No.
Safori Jenkins?
That makes it. Saforian Jenkins.
Saforian Jenkins,
Yep.
yeah.
Against the Patriots.
They were playing the Patriots, and Hardy, what he did, which was unacceptable, is he caught the ball. It got a centimeter from his hands before he got it. And then before he caught it again,
he lost
went to the
control.
ground. And they're like, he lost control. And it's like, we landed with the ball.
Yeah.
No,
in the end zone.
Yeah, I was just going to say the moment he lost control of the ball is the moment he broke the plane of the goal line.
Yeah, and so
they called it
so he broke the plane in the goal line with when he was juggling the ball. Then he got control of the ball and fell to the ground with the ball.
And
like there was no debate.
And has survived the ground with the ball?
He might have been 5 minutes on the ground with the ball. The ball did not touch the ground. The ball,
was great.
There was never a debate that the ball touched the ground. The ball didn't come anywhere near to the ground. John was in here the next day. Even John was like, "My God, what the hell was that?" It was the dumbest thing. So I crossed, but what about if the ball's in the air over the goal line and I catch it in the back of the end zone? That's not a touchdown. What the hell rule is it?
It was 10 minutes. He was so angry.
I tell you, man. I mean, out of all the rules in the NFL, and there's a bunch of stuff that I hate. I hate the ball crossing the plane. It's like touchdown. I cross the plane with it. It's like, no, make it old school, Little Rascal style. Get into the end zone, kneel down with it. That's a touchdown.
Well, okay, so they changed the rule, obviously, but what was crazy about that is that you can catch a ball in the end zone that's crossed. So it was a reception. You can catch a ball in the back of the end zone. That ball crossed the line of the plane of the end zone in the air. It didn't make any sense. Why is that a rule? Who cares if you're juggling the ball when you get into the end zone? If you're a running back and you're running and you go whoopsie, and then you catch the ball back, there's a touchdown. What the hell is going on? Why would that be how did you do anything wrong? Now, if you drop the ball in the end zone before you cross the plane and then it rolls out of the end zone.
We've seen that a couple of times.
Well, we've seen that way too many times.
And that I'm glad they call. Good.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
get
but
the
that
ball in
makes
the end
sense
zone.
because it's not in the end zone.
Right.
You never have it in the end zone.
What if you're, say, one of the best receivers of all time, and you catch the ball and you land on your feet, and as you go to the ground, you kind of like let go of the ball once you've already had possession of it, and it's just laying there in the end zone? Let's say you're Calvin Johnson, and you do that. Should that be a touchdown?
Was that the
was a
Dallas
rigged
game? I've never heard of this. Is that right?
That might not have been the rigged game.
That was not the rigged game.
No, the
that was
rigged
just-
game was far, far worse.
I don't. I can't. I don't want to talk about the Dallas game. I don't.
Well, that pissed me off, not even as someone who's from Detroit. That pissed me off just because it was just so blatantly obvious.
I've never, ever been convinced that the fix was in until on any game until I watched that game.
Well, we had the official on. We had the guy who does and he would not. He did not. He said, "I don't." He goes, "I cannot tell you that game was not fixed." What's his name? The famous guy. Pereira. We had Pereira on.
Okay.
And I was like, what did you think of this game? And he's like, I can't guarantee that game wasn't fixed. He goes, that was the craziest thing I saw. Yeah, the tight end that they had taken in the first round that ended up sucking. Remember when you want to talk about a penalty? He catches a ball for a first down, like in the fourth quarter. They're driving. They get into the huddle. They come up to the line of scrimmage and they throw a flag. And it's a rule I don't even know. And they're showing it on replay, and who knows what's going on. And then the Cowboys, at the end of the Lions are up. The Cowboys at the end of the game, there's a 3-man rush from the Lions. Romo's back for, I'm not exaggerating, 30 seconds. And I'm not exaggerating.
Well, because he's got his right and left guards taking guys and tackling them and throwing the pass rushers onto the ground.
So at a certain point, there's only 3 rushers. Hardy's not lying. They're engulfing the Lions rushers in tackling them. And you're like, well, that's a hold. And they're just like, nah.
No,
because this is the Cowboys and we need them to win.
Yeah. All right, let's skip ahead here for a moment. As I said, Aaron Rodgers was on the other side of this. We just heard from Joe Flacco. Second quarter with the Steelers down 14-10. Rodgers and Pittsburgh with the ball.
Rodgers throws it down the sideline. It's caught by DK Metcalf.
Did Turner get an interception? After a crew discussion, the ruling on the field is an interception by Cincinnati. They gave it to him. Yeah. They gave it to him.
What a play by DJ Turner to rip that ball away from arguably the strongest wide receiver in the NFL.
I was watching this, and
hell of a play.
Real time, it looked like that looks like an incomplete pass, and that's one where you slow it down and look at it and say, "Oh no, he caught the ball," and then was it Turner? Yeah, Turner wrestles the ball away, is inbounds with possession of the ball, all in the matter of a second.
And somehow he got the second foot down, or somehow he got his knee down before he went out of bounds.
He's got his knee down before it went out. So
we don't have a lot of time. I don't mean to rush through it, but the Bengals won 33-31 in the last last
field goal.
Yeah, and credit to the Steelers. There was a great touchdown at the end to make it 31-30, but there were over 2 minutes left on the clock. You're watching it, and you're like,
you can't give Joe Flacco the ball with 2 minutes.
You can't, John. You can't give any team the ball with 2 minutes left. All they do is they pick up one first down, move the ball a couple more times, and it's a
I got news for you.
goal.
Flacco with those two receivers is going to do just fine.
That's amazing. He just got there.
I just have a very quick question. Aaron Rodgers is 23 for 34, 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He had a quarterback rating of 76.3. Joe Flacco was 31 for 47, 342 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and his rating was a 75.2.
That's QBR, Fred. They calculate that differently. The pass rating is next to it on the right.
Right, but QBR, is it like golf?
Shouldn't Flacco have a bet?
I don't know. How the hell do I know?
The lower QBR?
How you do that.
Because I don't know about
ESPN made up stat.
I don't know about you. I like Flacco's game.
Yeah.
I like not having the 2 interceptions.
But it's close. The passer rating for Flacco is 108.6. The passer rating for Rodgers is 103.7. They're very similar.
I'm going to call into question these statistics.
Yeah.
They don't seem to reflect what went on.
It's kind of like the smell test. Flacco was better.
There's the whole winning.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole not turning the ball over.
Yeah.
But I guess that's me. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub. Hardy thinks the same way you do.
Nothing happened.
He's got the same questions.
Where is the story?
And the same opinions.
Boring.
And he's back with Fred on the Sports Hub.
Rise and shine, yet another day to toss away. What does my clock display? It says 8. Ish, I'm late for work again, so then I dip with my pad and my pen. Step into the workplace with my work face. Wince at my time card cause I'm scarred. Mad cause I sacrifice my day and it gets me a trifling hourly wage of $6.50. Nifty. Now I'm off to slave quarters with a whole bunch of other people.
Toucher and Hardy. And Hardy, what else in the world of sports as we go around going crazy?
I don't know. Baseball, National League Championship Series last night as the Los Angeles Dodgers took the first 2 games on the road in Milwaukee, and they're trying to be the first home team to win a game, essentially, in this championship round of the MLB playoffs. And last night, Mookie Betts was doing his part for the Dodgers.
Betts swings, base hit right center field, into the gap. Ohtani scrolls home. Betts heading for second. The throw in is laid. RBI double Mookie Betts. And the Dodgers out of the gates in Game 3, 1-0.
Hot dog.
Dodgers would add to their lead in the bottom of the 6th.
Zarowski deals. Edman swings. He dumps one down into center field. Will Smith has a green light. The home is cut off. Now,
is he having problems?
The Frehley home? Is that what he said?
I don't know. He had problems with Ohtani there in that first call, and now
Will Smith has a green light. The home is cut off. Now Freddie Freeman to third. He's saved. Smith scores on the RBI base hit from Tommy Edman. And the Dodgers grab the lead in Game 3.
It was Freelick and Relay. One big word together there.
They used to have the guy from ESPN doing it with the beard.
Yes.
He was good. I think he's passed away, if I'm not mistaken. And I usually am.
No, I know.
About John Miller?
No.
No.
No, you've offered nothing.
Dodgers would go on to win 3-1 and take a commanding 3-0 series lead.
Yes. Finally, some parity in this league.
Tyler Glasnow, your 27 million pitcher, gets the win. Well, doesn't get the win, but he pitched very well for you last night. If you're a Dodgers fan, yep.
Mookie also had a very nice defensive play in that game where changed the complexion of an inning with one great throw over to first and got the runner by a mile. So, all right, good for Mookie. He still looks so thin.
Well, yeah. I mean, he didn't have any weight to lose, and he lost 20, according to him, 20 pounds at the beginning of the season because of an illness.
Yeah, he looks very slight, but had a good game last night. All right, let's go to the other series. As the Toronto Blue Jays in Seattle again. The home teams not faring well for the most part. Dodgers were the first one to win one last night, but Seattle took the first 2 of the ALCS in Toronto. And now Toronto says, maybe we should try that, just winning a game, even if it's on the road.
Look at this. They're saying Ace Frehley died, and it's all pictures of not a kiss without Ace Frehley.
Is that what happened? I didn't see that. All right.
Oh, my God. I apologize, but that's ridiculous. They couldn't even get it together to find anything from like the 12, 15 years he was in the band. My God.
That just happened like a couple of minutes ago. They didn't have time.
No, it happened plenty of time ago. No one from the TV station knows that that's not Ace Frehley?
Nope.
Don't use stock footage then.
Well, I mean, if you're looking up the images to use, do you start with Kiss or do you start with Ace Frehley? There, I just found 900 photos for you that you could use.
Yeah, they're not. They weren't a band that was hard to find stuff with. Like they put out a lot of junk, toys and makeup kits, and
I did. The first one that pops up is damn guitars on fire.
Oh yeah, that was
put
cool.
that on there.
It was smoked. Space Ace.
All right, let's top of the third here. Blue Jays, Mariners.
Payoff pitch. Swing in a deep drive right field. Turning backhand zone. Turns at the wall. It's gone! Andres Jimenez for a second straight night. Launches a 2-run homer. And the Blue Jays lead 2-1 in the top of the third.
They were far. They were far from done. Far from it. Vlad in the top of the 7th.
1-1 pitch is hit high in the air, right field. Tracking backhand zone at the warning track. Leaps at the fence. It is gone. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with his 5th home run of the postseason, and the Blue Jays strike back to take a 6-2 lead in the 7th.
The story was Max Scherzer, though. The offense was nice, but the story was Max Scherzer. Did you see him screaming at his manager to stay in the ball game?
No, but
Fred?
I'm not surprised he was screaming and yelling.
Scherzer 5 2/3, 2 runs, 3 hits. Fantastic for him last night.
A puncher's chance for Toronto against the Dodgers because they're so good offensively.
I agree.
So you get maybe they can expose the starting pitching for the Dodgers, which is unfair, but
yeah, the starting pitching, way in the Dodgers' favor if Toronto was to make it to the World Series.
Right, but I'm just saying
chance,
that you've seen in the last 2 games, and you've seen in this playoffs, the Dodgers put up, and what they did to the Yankees, the Toronto can put up a lot of runs. So maybe Toronto stands a chance against the Dodgers. I wouldn't bet on them, but maybe there's a way that they can get cooking and get to that Dodgers bullpen a little bit. But, this might go 7 games, so that who knows? It's just really disheartening that the Dodgers are going to be in the World Series again. Baseball's very, very broken.
Yeah, Dodgers bullpen was pretty good last night, too.
It's not the strength of the team, though.
No, it isn't. But, I mean, this would be a bad time for your theory because the Dodgers bullpen looks like it's coming around a little bit in this series.
All I know, John, is that they've had 2 incredible starting pitching performances to start this series. I would push back a little bit. I want to get to their bullpen. They had a guy throw a complete game, and what did what's his face do in the first game?
It was the Dodgers won the game 2-1. I mean, in game one starter
was Snell.
Yes,
and so Snell in that game
was amazing.
8 innings. So I stand by, John, what I said.
No,
I want to get past the starting. Game 1, the starter went 8 innings. Game 2, he pitched the starter went a complete game.
Yeah,
I like. My only shot is getting to their bullpen.
Yes, that I agree with. Your only chance to beat the Dodger. But at the same time, all I'm saying, last night, a close game where the bullpen had to come through. They did. That's all.
All right. Well, I don't know if it was necessary. It just seems like you're trying to be a hero. But
he's a human bird with his own thoughts and feelings, and he wants to express them.
It's danger when you crossbreed. Their bullpen was good. They're fine. I don't know. But I don't know. It's just unfair. I don't like it. All right, we'll be back.
That Toronto series, though, now we're tied at 2. That'll be decided in Toronto. So we'll have something approaching excitement to watch toward the end of that series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bert Breer will be in here. He's not here yet.
All right, don't watch it then, John.
But he'll be here.
You're the one who likes baseball.
He will be here in just a moment. Arguing. No point. All right, we will be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Hey, this up.
We may not take a call today.
The Sports. What's the best way to listen to Toucher and Hardy?
Well, you're going to have to spend $40.
Cough it up, and let's get back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Those guys have all really embraced, whatever their role is, they come to work every day, learn it, do it to the best of their ability. They really take coaching well. They got a great position coach who does extra with all of them. They ask for extra, meet extra, come in extra. They're super well prepared.
We're Toucher and Hardy. Watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Bert Breer from MMQB is in studio, kind enough to join us. And, what the hell was I just going to say? I get distracted by the TV is what the problem
you're into the
is.
head of the Charles?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, I want to get into rowing.
It's good for you.
It certainly is. I had a guy that lived next door to me my freshman year in college, and he had Calvin and Hobbes cartoons tacked all over his walls.
That's delightful.
And he was nice, though, and he decided to join crew very early, and I never saw him again.
Yeah, because they get up at 4:30 in the morning to go row.
Emily did crew at Providence.
Yeah, well, that's what a lifestyle.
Yep.
So yeah, he decided at 18 to get up at 4:30 in the morning to go out and run to row crew, so he could never,
Well, but that's a life skill. That's something you'll do for the rest of your life.
Oh, I disagree. I don't know if that's the case at all. And
what are you talking about?
Well, there is that lucrative pro career. So and if you're on the Rollins crew team, you're definitely Olympic. You're going to be in the Olympics. Yeah. So he did that, and you go, oh, well, he'll be in really good shape. He'll get laid a lot. Well, no, because he never. When was he going to see a girl? He had to get up at 4:30 in the morning. So his lifestyle was completely opposite of It was like he was doing overnights. His lifestyle was completely opposite of everyone else. So you can be a big fat guy drinking and going out. At least you're going to be around girls. There's a stand a chance.
That's like the ROTC guys. Like I had a bunch.
No, they weren't allowed on my campus. Really? Nazis. No, I don't know. Ohio State, I know they're welcome.
I
thought you said Nazi.
Yeah, but
ROTC.
Because I thought of the same thing. One of my roommates ended up going ROTC, and I don't think there was ever any thought in his mind that this was going to be a good way to meet girls and to improve his social life. He was doing it to have his school paid for.
To pay for college.
And to have a guaranteed job leaving college.
It must have, because they had to go out for PT at 5 a.m. or whatever.
It was brutal.
And it'd be a Thursday, and we're still playing Beirut. You know what I mean?
He would
going it had to be the most infuriating thing in the world for them to walk by all of us.
On the weekends, he would be back from whatever he had to do and taking a nap before we got up.
And a bunch of my friends were Marine ROTC, so they had to spend one of the summers in college at Paris Island.
Oh man!
But they pay for college, and then you get
college,
you get in as an officer, if you go into the military.
Yeah. My friend Sean, he
goes straight to officer candidate school.
He went straight in there, and then I think it was maybe 6 months that he was doing real Army stuff right after college, and after that, he got his choice of. Oh no, I know what it was. His dad was at the Pentagon, Colonel Quinn, and we all knew his dad, and he was great. But we didn't know what his dad did. His dad was in intelligence, so early on they had tapped Sean.
So John, you're out.
Yeah. To go into the intelligence division, and so they had to come around and interview all of us during Sean's senior year.
You told us this.
Yeah,
this
would
story,
you would you trust him with national secrets? And we're like, no.
See,
Quinn? Are you serious?
Did you really say no?
All my friends, you guys are a little older than me, so we were in this unprecedented period of peace. When I went to college, right? Where there weren't very many conflicts. The Iraq War when we were younger, and then our senior year, 9/11 happens. So a bunch of my friends who thought, they go to college is going to get paid for, being an ROT is not that big a deal, and now all of a sudden they're off to Afghanistan.
Well, the thing about ROTC that's different from crew is that it, from what you've just said, is it pays for college.
Yeah.
You get a career out of it.
Yes.
And there's a risk.
There's a point. There's a point to it.
There's a point to it. Well, I mean,
yes.
people need to serve our country, and I'm not even being Pollyannic. I mean, we need people. There's no draft. I encourage people to join the military. We need one. And if you're going to join, best be an officer. I mean, you don't have to go into like grunt work and like, do all that stuff.
Well,
It's funny because that whole dynamic about like, like walking past all of us at 5 a.m. and we're still up from the night before. The other people who I had to confront that were all the lacrosse players in my house, right, in our frat house. And they, like half of them wound up just quitting the team because they'd rather hang out with all of us.
Well,
the RTC people, I think, had like less of a choice.
Bad influence.
Despite our less than ringing endorsement, Quinn did go into intelligence. They sent him to Korea for like a year where he couldn't really have contact with anybody. We don't know what he was doing. But after that first year, maybe 2 was done, then they gave him his choice of duty, and he said, I want to go to Hawaii. And he moved to Hawaii, and he got married, and he stayed there for a long time. And then once he got out, he had to get a job, and he said, I can sell copiers and biz hubs to, let me think, who do I know in Hawaii? All the military people. Yep. So he had a great job for a long time until they got tired of, living out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. But that was great for him.
It's like a low.
What should he have done?
No, what you could have done to him. You could have called him. He answers the phone. He goes, hello? You go, hey, what was his name?
Sean Quinn.
Hey, Sean, making copies. You would have had a blast. He would have thought it was so funny. Remember that Rob Schneider character? That was so funny.
What's he doing? What's he been up to?
It depends on if Sandler's working. If Sandler's not working, he's not.
He was rejected by Hollywood. So what he does now is he goes on Newsmax and complains about Hollywood. Because people made fun of him because he didn't make good movies. And so now he goes around bitching about Hollywood on Newsmax. Yeah. That seems to be a lot of resentment built up in that man. I have a feeling if
you're appearing on Newsmax, you probably have to evaluate.
Well, if you're appearing on Newsmax and you're a political guy, then I understand it. But if you're a comedian, I have a feeling if he had like a Will Ferrell career, he's not going on Newsmax.
Oh, you don't think he makes that turn?
No, I don't think that, because he's not like Dennis Miller, that was always a political comic, or even Bill Maher, who was always a political comic. Like, that's what they've decided to do. Rob Schneider did the Gigolo movies. He was in bad comedies. So I have a feeling if Rob Schneider is given a career, and we've had him in, and before any of the politics stuff, and he was very, very strange.
But he came off that way, though.
Yeah, he came off really strange.
Even like the movies, like the Adam Sandler movies, he's always playing a weird character.
Yeah, I guess. But like when he was in here, because you must have been here, John, when he was in, because he knew we were sports.
Yes.
And remember how like he would just want to talk about how he was like good at baseball growing up?
Yes.
I do. He would give us these soliloquies.
Him and Lovitz.
That's exactly what it is.
Him and Lovitz were the two disasters.
Well, Lovitz just wasn't funny.
Well, Lovitz wanted to talk politics, if you remember correctly.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what his politics were. It
doesn't matter. The point was he came in here, he was promoting a show of his, because it's always a wise move at the age of 50 to go and try stand-up for the first time ever. But that's what he was doing, and we wanted to talk about that, and he wanted to talk about politics.
Well, remember, if you ever want to see something funny, go on YouTube. And Norm Macdonald went through about a year phase where he would just make fun of Lovitz as asides during different conversations. You know what you want to do is... a good age to start comedy is 60. Like you're a real master of the craft. And what you want to do is you want to buy a club and go up every night when you're 60 and bomb. and like he'd have like Jim Carrey in, and he's like, and I used to be at the whatever in LA when I was, in the 70s. And he's like, yeah. You know who's in LA now doing stand-up? Lovitz. He's not good.
Yeah.
Like that.
Have you seen the stuff that Lovitz does with Andrew Dice Clay?
No. Is it funny?
It's very funny.
Well, Lovitz was great on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
By the way, Rob Schneider.
Terrible stand-up.
Yes.
Schneider's still doing his stand-up tour. We can go see him in Hattiesburg, Missouri.
Well, yeah, he's pivoted.
Oh, tonight. Holy crap! We can go see him tonight.
Yeah,
in Hattiesburg.
he's got an audience. He's got like a Southern Middle American audience, and for stand-up, and that's fine. But I just think some of these people that have turned to becoming like people who complain about politics, in a non-comedic way, like they're going on news shows to be, to just talk about politics. I think that they've been spurned a little bit by Hollywood. I think that's a little bit about what Rogan. I think that Rogan got fed up with Hollywood because I think that it might not have been going. I don't know this, but it just seems like maybe that wasn't going the way he thought it was going to go. So that's why he craps on LA so much and wants everyone to move to Austin. Because if he just moved to Austin, then you would be like, okay, yeah, everyone moves. Like Dave Chappelle lives in Ohio in some town, but when you're like telling everyone move to Austin, LA's the worst. Like, what do you care who moves to Austin? Why do you
like Austin's not what
it feels like a crypto thing. Well, it's not enough for you to do it. You got to get everybody else involved.
Yeah, exactly.
Too.
Like what do you
base
care?
of the pyramid.
What do you care if your dumb friends go to Austin?
I also think like what that was with Austin is now gone.
Oh yeah, sure. There's a lot of blowback now. Like
because 20 years ago they had they were when I lived in Texas, they were very concerned with that. Like there was a Facebook group called "Don't Dallas My Austin," and there's all the Keep Austin Weird stuff, and now I don't think it's anything close to what.
Well, there's these LA comics now coming out like Stavros and these guys, and they're making fun of Austin. People are a little bit more open.
We have those stickers in my town. We say, "Don't Duxbury my Canton."
No, there you go. There you go.
You types around there.
Yeah. Keep us out.
Yeah.
And after the Karen Reed trial, there was just this influx of people wanting to get in on the culture.
Why wouldn't you want to get in on Canton after Karen Reed? You
get away from Route 3. Don't knock it.
This was funny. I was out to dinner with someone last night, and they were super into the Karen Reed trial, and I was saying, they mentioned Hardy in the Karen Reed trial. And they were like, "Oh, that's interesting." Da 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 da. And
were you a key figure? Did I miss something?
Oh, Jesus, Bert!
No.
Let me tell the story. And so,
yeah, I was on the witness stand. Yeah, I testified for 3 days.
Never mind. It's not that good a story.
But saved everybody.
I'm so happy.
That's one way to look at it.
I'm so happy you're here because the camera's on you. This is great.
I was lead prosecutor.
Oh, John, you're nothing. You're a novice.
There we go.
No, and
you take the heat off.
And she's like, "Well, what did he have to say about it?" I'm like, "Well, he didn't say anything on the air." And she's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Well, because he lives in Canton."
Yeah.
They want to talk about the Karen Reed trial. He lives in this small community with all these people. They don't want to talk about it. So I defended you, Artie.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I understood where you were coming from, as I did during the whole process. And I only know about the Karen Reed trial where the text messages that they made him read. The cop about her butt.
It's the worst.
Oh, it's the greatest.
But didn't it make you want to stop texting anybody for about 2 or 3 days?
Oh, yeah. And also the stuff that came out from those young Republican kids texting it. Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea not to put that kind of stuff into text.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured that out a while ago.
Not me. I scared me straight for, like I said, 2 days. And then I went back to texting horrible things to my friends.
Like if you have your best friend or someone you're texting, that's one thing. But if you're in a group chat, like or something like that, or you're talking about a case, you're talking about politics with other politicians, you can't be doing that stuff. No. I mean, believe me, I've had my text messages printed out and given to management. I'm very well aware.
Isn't that hard to believe?
We've covered a lot of ground in the last 20 minutes.
Oh,
yeah. And I never thought that would happen. And they were scathing. Ugh.
Thanks,
they really were pretty bad too. I mean, when I found out those had been printed out, I was like, my career. All right. We'll talk to Bert about everything going on with football. I apologize that we went down a rabbit hole there, but he's here for an hour. We have the luxury of having Bert in here for an hour, so we will be back in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the...
Mike Rabel. We are Toucher and Hardy. Bert Breer is here. Now, Bert, you look around the league with the Steelers' loss last night. Things are all jumbled up. The AFC, if you look just at the standings, and with the quarterback injuries, the AFC seems wide open. How wide open is it, in your opinion?
I think the Chiefs are about to take off. Like, I think what you've seen the last 2 weeks, I think Mahomes is playing at a higher level than anybody realizes. They're going to get their best skill player back. Their offensive line is significantly better than it was last year. And they've sort of rode out like the bumps here early on, which I think anybody who was smart enough to look at it like, logically could have figured out they were going to do. They're like the Patriots used to be, you know? So I'd say the Chiefs right now, you know, after a month and a half are probably back to being my favorite to win the conference, even though they're 3-3. Then you have like, you know, can Cincinnati survive? Like Cincinnati is really interesting because if they can just get to the middle of December and be like 7-6 when Joe Burrow comes back, then all of a sudden they're dangerous. Baltimore may have dug themselves too deep a hole. You know, and then I think Buffalo, it's going to be a matter of like getting healthy, which is the same as Baltimore, right? Like, but I think Buffalo is still figuring a few things out, and they're clearly in a rut that I think began in that Thursday night against Miami, where they came out and looked like they were going to beat them by 100, and then let Miami back in the game. So I think it's wide open, but I still think you have like the powerhouses where we could be looking at it 2 months from now and saying, it was really them all along, and they were just using the first 4, 5, 6 weeks of the season to figure things out.
So let's put, you know, you mentioned those teams. Let's put the Patriots, the Chargers, Denver, and Jacksonville, and the Colts all in a pile.
Okay.
You know, they're all 4-2, or you know, the Colts are 5-1, or they're all 4-2, and the Colts are 5-1. Who out of that do you think are the realest teams? Like who around the league are people? Yeah. Well, Denver's defense is insane.
Yeah. I think Denver's defense. I think Denver is like of those teams, I would say like just as far as the one that maybe has the best shot to go in and like pop the Chiefs in the playoffs, or pop if the Ravens got their act together, like they're the one that I look at as like, you've got coach, you've got a good quarterback. Like he may not be great, but he's a good quarterback.
Best pass rush in the league.
You've got a defense that's insane. It sacked Justin Fields 9 times last week.
Like, yeah, and it's not even the pass rush necessarily as it is their secondary. Like there's
Surtain and Moss, and you know, it's just so. Like I think Denver's the one. I would have said the Chargers too. Their injury situation. Like, do they get Joe Alt back? Is Joe Alt going to be 100% like over the last couple of months of the year? Because I almost look like the Chargers' offensive line issues to me. It's sort of like if the Giants, like the Giants back in the day, if they had lost like Michael Strahan and Justin Tuck and OCU Manure all at once. Because so much like that Giants, the personality and identity of that team was through the D-line. I think it's sort of the same thing with the Chargers with their O-line, right? Like, so they already lost Slater for the year. Becton's been banged up, and Alt is like out right now.
Oh, Becton, come back. So good.
So I'd say like those two, the Chargers and the Broncos, are probably the two that I would say like those teams are real. Like the Colts and Patriots, I think there's potential. There's a few things with both of them that are like, is this sustainable? I tend to think like I trust Drake May more than Daniel Jones right now, even though he's younger. But the Colts are more well-rounded. The Colts have a better roster than the Patriots do.
Okay, so the only thing that concerns me about the Patriots, and if I'm a Patriots fan, I'm thrilled. May looks great.
Yep.
And Vrabel's a great coach. That's all been established. Is that people are going to get injured. Yeah. And if you lose a couple people at key positions,
they're very thin.
In key positions, I'm not, no kidding, but no, like I'm not talking about May. right? I'm talking about
because if anybody loses their quarterback,
right? You're screwed. I'm talking about losing like a offensive lineman. Like I'm talking about losing like one of your key defensive linemen.
You saw Marcus Jones go out, and they're like, "Oh my God, that's a significant hit." I mean,
your third corner goes out, and you're
that's like who the hell's going to replace that guy?
Right.
But no, they're really thin. Like if they lost Milton Williams or Christian Barmore.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, one of their key defensive linemen. If you lose any of your offensive linemen,
then it's a house of cards for this roster. Oh yeah.
Right. And I think you see some of these teams, and they've already been hit by a ton of injuries.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
and
it's
the
already
Patriots, knock on wood, have been very lucky.
The Ravens have gotten absolutely and that's why I hear people call the Ravens a fraud, or like, are you paying any attention at all?
That's insanity.
Are you paying any attention? Like they have something like half their salary cap on the inactive list. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's nuts.
Like the Ravens is like the Ravens, the Bills, who have like the amount of guys the Bills have lost. Dalton Kincaid and Terrell Bernard and Ed Oliver was out for a while, and so some of these teams, the Chargers have gotten hit by a lot of injuries. Some of these teams have already gotten really smacked upside the head with injuries. Yeah. And that happens to everybody. So it's eventually going to happen to the Patriots, or they as equipped to deal with that based on the depth of the rosters other teams are.
Okay, so I saw something interesting on the Ringer yesterday. I thought it was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It was a redraft of the 2024 quarterback class.
Mm-hmm.
And they had, if you redid it, you'd have May. I don't want to go after the top three because I don't quite frankly recall. McCarthy obviously was last. It was
Penix, Nix, McCarthy.
Penix, McCarthy, Penix, Nix. I think is how it went. Like from bottom up.
Oh,
from bottom up.
Yeah, Penix.
So
Nix, McCarthy, Penix from bottom up.
No, but McCarthy was. I don't want to. Who cares?
McCarthy went 10th. Penix went.
No. If they redrafted,
If they redrafted
it, McCarthy would be the last guy that was taken. Penix would be the second to last guy, and Nix would be the third to last guy. But if they said that May would be the number 1 overall pick now, and that Daniels would be number 2, and that Caleb Williams would be number 3, do you agree with that?
No, I still think it'd be Daniels, but I think May would be number 2. I just think Daniels has proven it over the course of a year, and that I love what Drake's done so far. But there is that process of now we see what you're doing well in the offense, and now we're gonna throw this punch at you, and you got to learn how to counter punch, and we're gonna take this away. And so I still think, Daniels has performed in the playoffs. Daniels has performed on the road in the playoffs. He's won 2 road playoff games already. I still think, I think the consensus was that year it was interesting because there was such a strong consensus, 1, 2, 3. Caleb was the best of them. I'm talking about back then. Daniels was number 2. May was number 3 for most people. And I still think Daniels would have the edge. But the gap's closed for sure.
The report that Minnesota tried very hard to get up to the 3rd overall.
No, I can give you guys the trade terms on what they were offering.
Were you the guy who wrote that story? Okay, cool.
I can give you the trade terms. And this is where I think the Patriots do deserve some credit because they were offered huge hauls to go down, to move down. So the Vikings offered them the 11th pick, the 23rd pick, a 2025 first-round pick. So they were offered 3 first-round picks, and then pick swaps later on. And then the Giants offered their first-round pick, which was 6. So they would only have to move down 3 spots. Then their 2025 first-round pick, then I believe a third-round pick. They were big offers. The Patriots had a lot of holes. And I think when you looked at it, there were people saying, maybe they should trade down and fill multiple holes.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't move off their spot much. They gathered information. They went through the process, but they did not move off their spot. And I remember saying to you guys, I think this was the day after the draft, I was like, well, you should pay attention. If the Vikings really wanted him, there are a lot of people that have good experience at that position. Kevin O'Connell loved Drake May. Josh McCown's in that building, and Josh McCown was actually one of Drake May's high school coaches. So there are
Dayball too. Dayball really.
Dayball, yeah, Dayball loved him. Yeah, those two teams really, really love Drake May.
Which goes back to, you have to give Elliot Wolf a little bit of credit. There's narrative that, he didn't do anything. May was just sitting there. Well, no, I mean, if he got offered numerous picks, I mean, I do give him credit for.
I can pull you guys up circumstances though, because if you take a look at the rest of the draft after May, it was an unmitigated disaster.
That wasn't the point I was making. The point is I was give him credit for taking May. Obviously, the draft was a disaster.
Well,
after
yeah,
that.
but I mean, if you go back and look at the Brady draft, the rest of that draft was a disaster. Would anybody look back at that and say?
I have not looked.
Okay, I don't think there was it was a mess after.
Okay.
Other than Brady, Belichick's first draft in New England was a disaster. It was the 2000. If you went back and look at it, you'll see that.
I guess if you want to give him credit for not screwing it up, then yeah, you can give him credit for that. But he was the quarterback that was available there. He didn't take an offer.
But he was the third quarterback on the board. And if you were offered, given the state of your franchise, an opportunity to get 3 good picks for one, that conceivably you're filling 3 positions for one. If you didn't believe that May was that great because he wasn't the first 2 quarterbacks taken, I mean that's a move that people would have made. The Jets probably would have made it.
The idea that everyone sold on Drake, though, is revisionist history. The idea that it was automatic that he was the 3rd pick, I mean, there were teams that didn't have, and I'll read this to you guys. This is I just pulled up my story from when I do that whole thing where I talk with coaches about all the different quarterbacks. Here's, I think you want to build his foundation and ensure that he's got a foundation of how to play the position from the ground up, from his footwork to his drop mechanics to his balance to his rhythm, to have the talent he has to make some of the decisions that he makes, and then some of the throws that he makes or misses. I think it would benefit him to have the ability to sit and watch and develop, and don't just trot him out there like a Jordan Love, like a Patrick Mahomes. I don't know the kid from Adam, but you do know he got off to a rocky start. There are some potential confidence issues. There were a ton of stuff like that, where it was it was not automatic. And it was, Nix had a ton of experience. Nix you could plug right in. J.J. McCarthy had potential. There were people who thought Penix was...
People at this radio station.
So it was not automatic. And I do think it took some restraint to say, no, we're not going to trade the 3rd overall pick when the Giants and Vikings were coming so heavy with it. And I do think that you have to give those people credit. And, I just think these are such huge decisions and massive organizational decisions that determine whether or not people keep their jobs. I think you have to give them credit for taking him 3rd overall and sitting there and saying no to the Giants and saying no to the Vikings.
Well, I guess for a team that needed a quarterback, for them to actually draft a quarterback is the right thing to do. Right. And regardless of, what were you tell me, if you just play that tape to the end, if they were to take those other offers, what would they have done at quarterback?
You take McCarthy at 11, or if you trade with the Giants, you take Nix or McCarthy or Penix.
Well, that's the thing. Nix wasn't going to be taken by anybody.
But he was, and he's fine, and they made the playoffs with him.
That's the art of it, though. I can tell you, categorically, Sean Payton... His number 1 quarterback was Jaden Daniels. His number 2 quarterback was Bo Nix.
You told us that. Yes, I remember. But is anybody else in the NFL?
A pretty smart quarterback.
But there's only 32 teams. Why are you guys so hesitant to give Elliot Wolf any credit? It's just 1 pick. I mean, he screwed up the rest of the draft.
But I think people want to do is they want to pit Elliott versus the new guys.
No. Look, I'm not taking any credit. It was the right pick to move, but he didn't have to do any orchestrations in order to do it. They selected where they were supposed to select, and he ended up making the right call there. Right. If he had gone through some huge machinations and tried, to strategize to move up or down the draft board, fine. I'd give him tons of credit right now. but he picked the player that he wanted without having to move away from that pick. How much credit do you want?
Well, I'll give you credit because if they're giving up 2 first-round picks and then what was the other pick, Bert? Like two for
if it was the Vikings, it was 3 first round.
Okay, so 3 first-round picks. So I go, okay. The way I have these quarterbacks evaluated is I don't see there's that much difference. Let's throw a name against the wall between Penix and May. Penix had more success in college. Penix was electric in college. I really like him. So I got them on equal footing. So you're telling me that I can go and I can pick up 3 first-round picks, so I can take Penix, and then I got 2 other picks to fill glaring holes I have in this team. I can get a left tackle in that draft, and I can get an edge rusher maybe, or a corner, or I can get something like that, or a receiver.
For a team with a zillion holes.
That's what I'm saying, is that you could literally any position you could have taken. So you can take Penix and fill any other position and get starters. That's something that I would have considered certainly doing. And then the excuse you could make is, well, Minnesota is a playoff team. Like, Minnesota is a team that is filling a gap right now. They only need one guy. And then look at when Shanahan traded up to get Trey Lance. Like, woo, that was stupid. And then we can move down and take the equal quarterback. I think there's a lot of
but if it's for Minnesota being that playoff team, how good are those picks going to be? That you get from them?
But you're getting them that year.
I'll give you the exact scenario. You guys know Brian Thomas Jr.?
Yes.
He was the 23rd pick. So it would be, if you had done that with Minnesota, you're getting J.J. McCarthy, Brian Thomas, and then you have 2 first-round picks in 2025. So there's value in that. And you're walking away from, like, really good value for that pick because you have conviction in the player. And that's where I think you give him credit. You had conviction in Drake. And I can tell you, like, just having talked to pretty much everyone involved last year, from Mayo to Van Pelt to Wolf, they had conviction in Drake. And it was at a time when Drake was coming off of a really shaky final year at North Carolina. And I can even explain to you, like, what they saw in him. Like, one of the biggest things was that Drake, for everything that went wrong, and they took him through a ton of bad tape. What happened here? What happened there? Like, why is this messed up? Everyone knew why. Everyone in that room knew the scheme sucked, the talent sucked around him, and Drake May never blamed anybody. And that was like, that's the guy. Because we can see the talent, and we see a guy who's putting it on himself that it didn't go well. That kid's gonna work his ass off to get better, and you have a chance with the ceiling that he's got to be really good at the position for a really long time. And having the conviction in that is what they deserve credit for.
Okay. We will be back, and when we come back, we have more of Bert. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins kicked off their road trip with a 6-5 loss in Las Vegas to the Golden Knights. William Karlsson, 2 goals for the winners. Bruins road trip continues in Denver against the Colorado Avalanche tomorrow night. Patriots are without Harold Landry and defensive back Charles Woods at practice yesterday. They visit Tennessee on Sunday. Last night, Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh 33-31. Mass Lab is reporting the Red Sox are working on a deal to bring back Jason Varitek in the same role he had last season. And at the baseball playoffs, Toronto beat Seattle 8-2 to even up the American League Championship Series at 2 games apiece. Dodgers beat Milwaukee 3-1. They lead the NLCS 3-0. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Barmakian Jewelers store-wide fall sale, October 18th through the 25th, with almost everything on sale. Diamond rings, wedding bands, watches, diamond jewelry, rings, and more at Barmakian Jewelers Boston, Framingham, Nashua, and Barmakian.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8 o'clock.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sport.
like what's in my bag. It was like an actor, like an older actor. I wish I knew because
Are
I
they doing
could be
the
more
Amoeba
interesting.
Records thing? That bit? Because
My whole
does what's in my bag.
If you want to like me more, I can give you something. My whole YouTube algorithm is what's in my bag from Amoeba Records. That's
phenomenal.
I'm not proud of the amount of YouTube I watch, but that's pretty much all I watch.
You see what the zip trip is, though?
Honeypot Hill.
The site of the Zolak incident.
Stowe.
Yeah, they see the sign.
I don't know about the Zolak incident.
Okay, well, I'll tell you. Like, right, if you look at
we got a Honeypot Hill situation.
If you look at the far back left, I'm taking Bert through this. Far back left, you can't see it over her shoulder. There's a sign that said Scott had massive diarrhea here.
Like really?
With a date,
Yeah.
It's etched on a wooden board.
Yeah, so it's behind, like in between the two dudes, behind their, in between their shoulders in the very back.
So it must have been like an existing condition that he went to Honeypot Hills with.
I'll give him the short version.
Kaboom.
Zoe was on his way to an event, and he felt the need to go. And it was not going to wait until he got to the event, and he drove past Honeypot Hill. He screams into the gravel parking lot on two wheels, stops the car, barely jumps out, and he sees two people sitting outside, presumably employees, and he's not there to pick apples. He's not there to do anything. He's just there to
relieve himself,
violate the bathroom. And he
vandalized the restroom.
But he feels the need to announce his presence instead of just going in and asking to use the bathroom. As his cover to get in the door, he asked the two employees, "You sell pies here?" That's the reason for my visit. He goes in, finds the bathroom, blows it up. And he's thankful because there's like an open transom window above the toilet where he's going. He's like, thank God this is not going to, stink up the whole place. He finishes up. He walks out. Unfortunately, he sees as he's walking out, he didn't quite have his bearings. The two employees, the two young girls, were sitting right below that transom window outside taking their break.
Yeah.
So they heard everything.
Yeah.
So we had a Dumb and Dumber situation with two girls within earshot. Which is
and
like
purchase no pies.
Stowe's kind of remote. He was just driving through.
It's not that remote. It's before Hudson where my son has to go to work
out. It's a town
out.
over from Sudbury, like it's right next to where I grew up.
Yeah.
There's not like a main road that goes like Route 2. Like that
to get to Hudson,
there.
you have to go by Honeypot Hill. I know that to get from 95 to Hudson.
You know what I think maybe I know. Must be near Lake Boone then.
Dude, I don't know. It's I don't know. I passed it. I mean, Jesus.
There are a lot of two-lane roads that go by
marker?
that place.
No,
The Lake Boone general store.
If I
loose with the fake IDs back in the 90s.
How in the world would any of it in this room would know
If I've passed it, it's not on a remote road.
Okay.
But it does. I told you the story about my friend Jay. So he's dating this girl. He's now married to her, but he's dating this girl. They're in New York City. This isn't that long ago, and he's got to take a dump. And he's like, I'm not taking a dump in this hotel room. As a man, you should not. As a woman, you certainly should not. Because you're in a small hotel room together. Everyone's going to know you're taking a dump. He goes downstairs. There's all these like models like in the lobby. And he's like, oh, wow. And he's like, gets into the bathroom. He's like, private bathroom. He's like, this is the greatest. He gets in there and he goes and he just really like enjoys himself. He sits in there for a long time. He like brought like a
kick in the gas.
Good feeling.
Yeah. He's like watching movies and stuff. And all of a sudden he hears like a knock on the door and he's like, piss off. It's like, dude, like, what are you doing? He opens up the door and there's a line of models waiting for the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's a unisex bathroom. It's a one of those bathrooms like they can't commit to it, so it's like one of the unisex
It's the one-off,
bathrooms.
yeah.
It's like it's the bathroom for the multi-gender bathroom, whatever it is. So there was a men's room and a women's room, but he didn't know that this one was for everyone. And so he blew up a bathroom, but more than that, he was in there for about 10 minutes while these models all waited to go in there. Yeah, and then waiting and wondering what's going on in there. And he's like, maybe I should have just taken a dump in front of my girlfriend. All right.
No, you always got to go downstairs in the hotel if you got to go.
It's a no-brainer. And if that's the situation,
if you
it's
haven't
not
figured that out, on your own as a grown man, then your brain doesn't work properly. And so many people have figured out that little trick on their own. It's kind of beautiful.
I mean, it's kind of just gross. I mean, if I was at a hotel with I mean this, and I would tell this to any woman that I was dating, right to their face. If I'm going out with you, and I don't care who you are, and you go into that bathroom, and I know you're taking a dump in a bedroom, in a hotel with one bedroom, we're not dating anymore.
Oh, that's sweet.
Man's got to have a code.
In college, most in love I've ever been with a girl in college, and we were like playing around, tickling each other, and she farted, and I said, I need 2 days break. I said, I don't want to see you for 2 days. I said, get away. Yeah. Now, she broke up with me eventually, so the egg was on my face. But at that point, I felt I had power.
Yeah. All right, Bird Blast, come on, let's do it. Wallach, Bird Blast question, go.
Trades.
Is that the instrumental?
No, it's
remix.
It's the shortened version.
Remix.
Trade deadline coming up to the Patriots. Get Drake May a wide receiver.
No.
Okay.
Bert.
Hardy.
Has your feelings or attitude or prediction changed about the Lions after their loss to the Chiefs?
No.
Bert Blast.
Oh, we got a
selfish question, Hardy.
I have an unselfish question. Does Tennessee firing their coach and going in with the interim give them that bounce that teams usually get as they take on the Patriots?
Yeah, but it won't matter because they're just not very good.
There you go. Bert Blast.
That organization's a hot mess.
Oh.
Hot mess.
Yeah, I mean, we look at them as Jet fans and just go,
yeah.
You guys stink.
I wrote a little bit earlier in the week about it. It's, I mean, the Vrabel divorce makes them look so bad now, and just the short version of that is the owner who lives in Texas, she didn't like the feeling she got when she came in the office, which is why she
I think you've told us that
Mike.
before.
Yeah.
And just finally, is Aaron Glenn in trouble, or does he still have any control of that team?
I just don't think they can. I hesitate to say he's not in trouble because the owner has such rabbit ears and
not to get fired, but can he recover from this? Eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you want to look at the easy thing to do is compare it to where he was
Campbell
under Dan Campbell in Detroit, where that first year they started, I think, 0-9 and 0-10-1. The thing is, that Lions team, as I recall it, was pretty competitive. Now they got blown out some, but then there were games there where it was whoa.
Well, the Jets were competitive in a lot of games.
See, I would have to go back and look and look at the games and see if I can remember. All I remember is the way the season ended,
which was 3-3,
and it was changed everyone's mind. But it's oh, wait a second, he can maybe do this job.
Well, we were all making fun of them for hiring Campbell, and then when they were losing, we were all making fun of them for hiring Campbell. But the Jets have been.
I mean, you guys have been making fun of Campbell. You guys were making fun of Campbell going back to when he was an interim coach, I think.
Right? Oh, absolutely,
Miami.
Pop
a pump in Miami. Yeah.
What little did we know? All right, Bird, read him in MMQB. Thank you, Bird.
Blast.
All right, we will be right back. Mac Hollins is trying to get Hardy's attention. We'll explain.
You're listening to Touch. Headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins fell to 3-2, care of a 6-5 loss in Las Vegas to the Golden Knights. Michael Asemont had a goal and an assist, but the Bees couldn't quite come back from down 6-3 in the third period. One of the reasons for that was that Marco Sturm's team was bad in their own end.
Easy breakdowns, easy mistakes on the reads too. Not just from our young guys, from our top guys too. So, and it's hard if you're gonna play like that, especially here in this building. It doesn't matter which building. It's when you're gonna chase that game, it's hard. It's hard to come back.
They'll play again tomorrow night on the road against the Colorado Avalanche. Patriots visit Tennessee on Sunday, and it's now looking like former Titans pass rusher Harold Landry won't be there. He missed his second straight practice yesterday, along with defensive back Charles Woods. On Thursday Night Football, Joe Flacco threw 3 touchdown passes. Cincinnati rallied to beat Pittsburgh 33-31. At the baseball playoffs, Toronto won again in Seattle late last night, 8-2. The American League Championship Series is even at 2 games apiece. Dodgers beat Milwaukee again 3-1. They lead the NLCS 3-0, and the Celtics have signed Ron Harper Jr. to a 2-way contract. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the new Hearty Helpings at the 99 restaurant, like the homestyle chicken pot pie or the classic Yankee pot roast. You gotta love the nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
Boston's best sports talk. There's an app for that. Download the Sports Hub app for loads of stuff. Absolutely free. Connect with the shows, get podcasts, and more. Get it where you get your apps. Or at 985sportshub.com.
And we're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hardy is very much a Midwestern dad. He loves to linger in the yard and talk to the people that pick up the trash and everything else. And he uses his dog as bait. If the neighbors have an issue, he's over there. If they're watching TV too late, he doesn't like that too much either.
Well, I've been more concerned than anything. If I'm leaving for work in the morning and I see the TV on across the street, I'm like, what's Chris doing? Oh, Carrie's out of town. He probably fell asleep on the couch. Everything's probably okay. But I'll send a quick text to a few different people just to let them know that I know and keep everybody in line.
Well, you got to make sure that he's not in the doghouse. That he hasn't. He did all the honey-do list and was not, cast out to the couch to spend the night.
Oh no, that would not be the issue. And look, I know my boundaries. Is not going to get involved in domestic affairs.
Maybe you should.
You just kind of stand from a distance.
Yeah, I think that you could help out.
I don't want to overstep, but yeah, okay.
I mean, is there such a thing when you're right as overstepping? When you know better than everyone? That's how I live my life. I mean, I know better than everyone. I mean, they need my advice. All right, so Hardy, it's
I took their trash can in last night. No one asked me to, but I knew they weren't, back, and the trash got picked up yesterday. And I saw that trash can out on the street. I'm like, I'm gonna go. I mean, I know the garage code. I just, wheel that sumbitch up there, and
you got to put it in the garage so no one steals it. Did you
put it back in the garage?
Did you look at how clean it was inside? Maybe think about giving it a once over.
I gave the garage a once over once I was inside.
Yeah. Did you helter skelter at Manson style and just rearrange the stuff in the garage so it would freak them out when they got back? Because that seems like you're putting one foot in the water of it getting way worse. All right, so Mac Hollins, you know him. He's annoying. He is on the Patriots. It's not even so much him that's annoying as the press. They've given him a lot of, even in Buffalo, they gave him a lot of credit for not wearing shoes. It seems like something that would be easy just to ignore and go, fine. I get it. You don't wear shoes, but he has that, and that is okay
Mac
by me.
Doesn't wear shoes.
Yeah.
And then there was the outfits that went with the no shoes, that once he was given coverage for the no shoes, then he really, all right, people are on to me now. Let's really jazz things up a little bit.
Yeah,
Mac's a little different.
Yeah. Oh, my God, that guy was the worst. Not Mac Hollins, the guy doing that report. He was a little...
He doesn't use utensils.
Oh, boy. Fire him now. If I was the head of that station, I'd be like, no. You're reading that insufferably. I'm not alone in this, correct?
No.
Yeah,
it's
Adam
too much
knows.
of an affectation.
Adam was a program director. He knows that's you got to step in.
Still am, technically.
I think shoes are a tool.
You gotta manage talent to really be a program director, Adam.
Yeah,
You're
I wish I had
you're-
some talent to manage.
Yeah, well, listen, you got to
Like, golly.
Yeah.
All right, so Mac Hollins is desperately now trying to get media attention by going after Hardy. And now he's not going after Hardy personally. What he's doing is he's doing DIY projects.
He's walking
right?
Hardy's side of the street.
I've seen some of these. Yeah, they pop up.
So how is he expressing these DIY projects? Like, how is this available to the people?
Well, he's posting them on his Instagram, and he has different categories, as you'll come to find out, depending on if he's talking about something that's related to automobiles versus something that's related to the home or the kitchen. He's got hashtags and buzzwords.
He's
and
wasting his time. Just
the
take a
whole
picture
shebang.
with Kendra. and then your Instagram will go
Hey,
bananas.
let's get that on your Instagram
Boom!
story after the segment's over.
Aha.
All right?
Can do. All right. I just follow what Adam says. He knows the algorithm. So Mac Hollins has got a couple of things that we have here. And Hardy, since he is vying for your attention, this is a lot like Jodie Foster's situation when
This taxi driver?
No. In real life.
John Hinckley Jr.
Yes.
Okay.
Who's now out of prison, by the way. So he does stuff on YouTube with his guitar.
Yeah.
Very macabre. So Mac Hollins is doing these DIY things. We're just going to play you some of the audio of them.
Okay.
And Hardy, I think you have access to the video. I just want you to see if he's on the right page.
All right, what's the first one?
As he vies for your attention.
Welcome back to Mac Hacks. Yes, I've taught you how to clean trash cans, but I got something else for you today. Since your trash can's all clean, take a drill bit, I prefer a 3/8 inch, and drill into the bottom corners of each side of your trash can. This will allow water that builds up to flow right out. And to keep the bugs out, I like to sprinkle salt all over the bottom. Some of them use cayenne and other things. The salt does just fine for me.
Okay, do you put holes in the bottom of the trash can to improve? Because obviously you got to keep your trash cans clean because the new trash can't be infected by the old trash. So you put holes in the bottom and then you sprinkle salt and cayenne.
Okay, so I saw this and I thought that's a good idea. Wait a second. I keep our trash and recycling are both in the garage until it's trash day. So if there is something that goes into the trash can that leaks or into the recycling can that leaks, do I want that on my garage floor? Or would I rather keep it contained in the trash can or the recycling bin until it's wheeled out, emptied, and then I can clean it outside and empty it? That's why I do not like this one. The idea of sprinkling different things inside the trash and the recycling, fine. And there's a lot of DIY things you can do. I got no problem with that. I've tried the cayenne. I've tried this, that, and the other. I'm also convinced you're going to get bugs, especially during heat waves.
Why don't you just spray Combat or Raid?
Well, I suppose you could, but what fun is that? It's so much more fun to get a thing of cayenne pepper and see if that works first.
How
it smells good.
How often do you clean your garbage cans?
I would say 3 to 4 times a year.
Because they get too dirty.
Well, yeah, and they're going back inside the garage, and you don't want them to smell.
Why are they in the garage?
Well, because I have the pulley system, so that when you step out of the house, you grab the handle and you pull the handle. It's a nice little Carhartt, grasper handle.
Wait, what?
You didn't know about this?
No.
Oh, yeah.
This is fascinating. You got to break
You're
this
gonna
down
like
for,
this.
for
All
everybody.
right. What the hell is going on? Go ahead.
But like many homes, when you step out into the side door that goes into the garage, there's a few steps down. Okay. Now, in my house, the steps go to the left, and you have to walk around the steps and go to the right where the trash cans are. It was kind of built that way to have a trash can and a recycling can, boom, boom, right there. Now, ideally, you could just step out onto that little landing and dump the trash or the recycling into those bins. But how do you reach over the railing and get down and pull the lid up? Oh, now I got to go down 3 steps and walk around and do all that. Not in my house. What I did was I constructed a little pulley system so that attached to the lid of both the garbage and the recycling is a washer. Actually, it's a little carabiner. And then there's a washer on the end of a string. The string goes up to a Rubbermaid rack where I used a couple of holders, and then the rope goes over the holder of the Rubbermaid rack, and then there's a little handle on the other end of the string, and you just pull the handle, and via the pulley system, it lifts the lid of both of either the trash can or the recycling, whatever you'd like to do, and you can just stand there at the railing and either dump the recycling right in. That's why that one is first. And anyone who puts the trash or recycling back, other than me, knows recycling goes closest to the railing. The trash is on the other side because that's already bagged up, and you can just pull that pulley and kind of toss it in from there. You don't have to step down onto the garage floor to take out the trash and the recycling. You can do it right there from the landing.
How did your family possibly thank you for that?
They thank me by using it every single time.
I know, but obviously they're going to use it every single time.
Sure.
I mean, how did they express their gratitude that you made life so easy for them?
Hugs.
Oh.
That's all.
Well, then that's worth it.
That's the only payment I require.
So
Just hugs.
the trash and recycling have to be in the garage, because if they're outside on the driveway, that's
uncouth.
Right. That would curb appeal's gone. And so you have that, and then you unhook them when it's time to take them out.
Yeah, that's why the carabiners are on there, so they're easy to unhook and then wheel out. And then when you wheel them back in, you just clip the carabiner back
Of
on.
course, the carabiner.
Quick question.
You got to have a carabiner.
Hardy, remind me, do you get the sheen put on your garage floor?
All right,
there?
this is getting very.
I just have a quick question.
Shush.
Just
Yes,
quick
Adam?
question. You have the sheen
Yeah.
put on, the
Yeah.
epoxy or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you set all this up because you don't want people walking on your nice garage floor? Is that the real reason behind this? You don't.
No, you're allowed to walk on the garage.
Okay. I just interested.
You clean your shoes first, but you can walk in the garage.
Thank you.
How long is that mopped up? Often is that mopped up, the garage floor?
A couple times a week, it's swept, and then it's power washed.
A couple times a week?
I sweep the garage a couple times a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy.
How many times have you swept your garage ever?
I've lived in my house for 17 years. I've swept it maybe 3 times.
I've lived in my house for 3 years. I've never swept or had anyone sweep my garage.
You don't have the right broom. I'll get you a good broom.
And then
Why does he get the broom?
How do you pick up the dust and everything? Do you dustpan it and then you put it in? You use the pulley system to put it in.
Yeah, and I just put it straight into the trash can.
No, he's already on the floor. He doesn't need the pulley system. He's already right there.
There's the broom with the dustpan hangs right there on the same Rubbermaid rack where the pulley system is attached.
Now, if you're walking back into the house, do you drag the broom so it covers your footsteps?
I'm not crazy.
All right, very good. Well,
that's not a bunker.
All right.
As well be.
All right.
Can we do it? Can we do a segment on bunker raking techniques too?
What's a bunker?
Golf.
Like you've
Fred.
never been in one.
A bunker raking technique. Oh, okay. I thought you meant something at the house.
No.
I should have cross-referenced the two things he likes.
We weren't anywhere close to that, but yes, it's
Yes,
golf.
Pulley
Yes.
systems and golf.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Mac Hollins again.
Good.
Into the mind of Hardy, the OCD-riddled mind of Hardy.
Not.
Oh, come on.
What?
Welcome back to the Mechanics. Let me pump you up. If you ever get a flat tire, check right above the rim of it, and you'll see the PSI. Or if you want the exact, go inside the door jamb of your front driver's side door, and bam, 35 PSI for front, rear, and 60 PSI for the spare.
Well, I even knew that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'm moving on. I don't care what the thing
Yeah,
is.
that's
I do prefer an old school analog tire pressure gauge, though. I have a digital one that I don't quite trust. I like the analog one. Give me the needle. Let me see where it pops up, and I trust that one more than I do the digital.
Well, when you fill up your tires at the gas station, you can just put what you want the PSI
At the gas station. You're cute. No, you have an air compressor for that. You do it at home.
I'll think of all the money you save.
Well, that was the whole point. It's like 75 cents to fill up your tires at the gas station. Instead, I bought a $150 compressor.
How many times have you used it?
3. And
out of how many years?
but it also helps to clean like shaving tools and like if you've got like a trimmer, a sideburn trimmer.
So you bring that inside and blow the hell out of it.
Bring the trimmer outside and then you attach. It's $150 without the accessories, and then
Yeah,
I have
sure.
little blowers and psh, psh, and clean that thing up.
But you save $2.25.
So
it
the
adds
water-
up, John.
So water is not to be on the sideburn trimmers.
Yeah, well, it depends. You can.
They're waterproof, so you could just rinse it off.
It doesn't get all the stuff out. You really want to. You really want to get in there.
What? You want to? Agreed.
At the gas station filling up tires. You're adorable. Go.
All right, Mac Hollins is doing this. There's more of it.
Location, location, location. Welcome back to the Mechanics. And when it comes to parking spots, it's all about location. If you have a choice between the sun or the shade, always pick the shade. The only exception to the rule is if you're underneath a big tree. Those birds do not care about your car maintenance.
Oh, John, that's not true. That's another.
That's a question for John.
That's another dumb one.
We don't care.
That was just parking in the shade.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm more about getting so there is no driver's side door opening into my passenger.
Right, I mean, you have a
door.
pickup truck. That would be awful because those are designed not to take bumps. Now, they're hauling loads.
I'm not.
and such.
Look, I got a few dings on my truck. I'm not fastidious about that.
Are you a guy who has one of those visors that covers up the front window so the car doesn't get so hot?
No, I did in Vegas, but that was just if you don't, you die.
Well, I mean, also, but it protects the interior too.
Nah, that's fine.
Huh? Oh, he doesn't care so much about the car.
Well, you get a little McGuire's interior detailer, and you keep that thing protected. You'll be all right.
How often do you wash the inside of your car?
I would say I do like an interior clean every other week.
And how long does that take?
I'll do a vacuum I will do the vacuum at Prestige because they offer free vacuums.
Yeah.
And the suction on those things is incredible. So I'll do the vacuum there, but when I get home, I'll do the interior. It's 15 minutes.
Okay. And finally, Mac Hollins has this to say.
Welcome back to Max Time Hacks. There's many ways of putting away an extension cord, and this one is not it. There are a bunch of different methods everybody uses. The elbow, the knot, all types of different methods. The one I like to use is just reaching your arms out to your side and letting the cord fall. Reach, let it fall. Then when you would get to what would be your last loop, instead of going down, just drop it, pick up the end, and now take that doubled wire, wrap it around, put this up and through, and not only do you have your extension cord done, but you now have a hook for it.
How many extension cords do you have?
Oh, come on. I have no idea.
Where do they hang? Or do they hang? Or are they put in drawers?
No, they're on a shelf above the workbench, and my neighbor came over to borrow one the other day because he was using a corded yard tool. I'm like, do you want to use a battery one or a gas one? I've got that. No, I've already got it. I just need the extension cord, and I gave him one, and he goes, oh, I don't need this much. I said, how do you know? Better to have it not need it than to need it not have it. He wanted like a 30-foot extension cord. I gave him 100.
How are they organized? Are they organized smallest to largest?
The largest one is on the bottom because that is the one I'm least likely to need. And yes, the shorter ones are on top of that. Yeah.
Okay, so
but he's right about
they're stacked one on top of the other.
He's right about yeah. It's not great. Look, I don't know if I'm storing them the right way, and I'll take that into consideration. But Mac's absolutely right. You don't want to like wrap it around your elbow and your arm. You let that cord fall back into its natural state as much as you can. You let that thing be free, and that way you're not impeding the integrity of the internal wiring inside the actual housing.
How many, what amount of time a day are you like dicking around at something on your house?
I mean, not between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., but other than that, it's
no. In all
I'm
seriousness,
open for business
because it seems like that would be like a lot to do. Like you'd never be bored. Like there's always just something that you got to like screw around with.
I went home yesterday. We left here. I went and played golf, but then when I got home, it was only like 2:30. I'm like, I got to do something, so I cut the grass and then I rearranged. I had put all the patio furniture on the back deck and I had roped it together because I was afraid of the high winds. So I had to unrope it.
High winds?
The high winds from the nor'easter.
Okay.
I pushed everything to one side and roped it together. And so I unroped that, and then I very tidily saved all that rope and stacked that accordingly from longest to shortest. And I kept myself occupied for a good 90 minutes yesterday afternoon.
Do you ever just go like, what am I doing and why am I doing this? Like, this is all for naught. I'm just trying not to think.
It makes me happy.
No, I know, but do you ever just go like, I'm doing this exclusively so I don't have to sit in my own thoughts?
I don't even want to think about that.
Like
much
all
less-
this anal retentiveness is just entirely so like I don't have to be alone with my thoughts.
I'm right there. I do that constantly. Oh, yeah.
I knew I was more mentally healthy than you.
Absolutely.
I'd rather
you
do
are.
that than thinking about where the hell my deck furniture went because I didn't tie it down before the nor'easter.
Well, look, my parents have a dock, and anytime it's gonna storm, you gotta store things accordingly. Well, it sounds like you got quite a life going on, and I hope your family appreciates it.
Well, I like what Matt Collins is doing too. He's got some good ideas.
Yeah, but a couple of them were very pedestrian. I mean, the parking in the
The
shade
PSI,
and
yeah.
the PSI thing. I mean, like I even knew that.
Right.
And I'm not even a man. I'm not even really a woman. I'm just kind of a slug. I don't do anything. Well, good for you, Hardy.
Thanks.
I would like it if you could come over to my house at some point and just
Let's sweep that garage together.
or just do whatever you want. Really have at it. If you want to come over, you can just come over every day and just do something.
It makes you happy.
Where to begin?
Yeah, I mean, you could organize my golf stuff. You could do a lot of stuff.
Oh, I got a great golf organizer.
Yeah, well, I have a golf organizer. Now I just throw stuff into it, but yeah, I'm sorry. There's a big pitching mound in the garage. There's various sports equipment just all scattered around. There's no hooks.
Got to get everything off the floor. That is step one. Get everything, anything that doesn't have to be on the floor needs to be off the floor.
Do you park in the garage?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't. So it's basically
two.
just-
I mean, we got room for two, plenty of room.
Well, I mean, that's the advantage of
floor.
Canton. I mean, you get a 2-car garage. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
it's-
you should be able to park. Well, if you got the pitching mound thing out there, that kind of screws it
And
up.
plus, what's really the point of parking in that garage?
You don't have to brush snow off of it in the winter. That's number one. Keeps the car a lot cooler in the summer. There's all kinds of.
Yeah, I have often get in the car and I'm like,
It's too hot because you left it out in the sun, dummy.
It's so hot.
I don't
If only
have-
there was something in the car to make it cooler. I hope they invent that sooner or later because I can't park in that garage. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Ace Frehley has died, and we'll revisit. We had some great moments with him. We'll revisit those in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy will be right back on this.
He fell in the studio, and it caused a head problem or head trauma that ultimately killed him. And, you know, a lot of people his band members and everything wrote very sweet things about him. And he was certainly an influence to many of the people that have inspired you, no matter what your age is. There is definitely like a pyramid effect from Ace Frehley and whatever you think of Kiss. And look, they were corny, but Ace Frehley was a huge inspiration to, you know, thousands of artists and that have come out with records, and then those records have inspired other people and so on and so forth. So it did make us recall when we had Ace on. I know we've had him on more than once, but this was the last time that we had him on, and we just wanted to share with you some of it. So you can, not all of it and just like clips, but here it is. And because he was great, so great on the air. Here's what we had.
Ace Frehley, hello, sir.
Good morning.
How are you doing, my friend?
Good morning, Boston.
There you go. Hey. You are on the radio in Boston. Take us through. When did you get into town? Take us through what Ace Frehley does when he lands in town for a gig.
I'm still in Buffalo. I'm flying in this afternoon.
Really? Okay.
Yes, I did. University of Buffalo. We had a fabulous night.
Now, are the college kids? Do you notice that the audience is kind of the people that we used to go out to see you? Now their kids are coming out to see you.
Well, you know, we got a good cross section of people in the audience. You know, it was open to the public, so you know it wasn't all college kids. But you know, I get a wide cross section, and yes, the older fans bring their kids sometimes, and that's kind of fun.
You wrote the song for Frehley's Comet, Rock Soldiers, and it kind of talks about some of the instances that you had and how you overcame them. Can you give us like what your life was like before you got sober? Those years in Connecticut. What was life? What? Give us some instances where you thought, "Wow, this might have been the end of me."
Well, jail's no fun. You know, car accidents. You know, too much of everything. And, you know, there were times, but I have to be honest with you. I mean, most of the time I had a great time. Whoops, I shouldn't say that.
That's all right. That's all right, Ace. That's fine with you. You had a good.
Yeah, menage a trois were pretty insane. I mean, once I ordered a case of Cristal, you know, 12 bottles, and I ended up only drinking 6 and leaving the other 6 for the maid. I mean, you know, with 2 chicks in Florida at the Fontainebleau. I mean, you know, hooking up with movie stars. You know, I hung out with John Belushi a lot, you know, towards the end of his life. You know, that was an unfortunate situation. You know, we lost John, as you know. Hooking up with movie stars, you know, I can't remember 25% of them, to be honest with you. I know that there's a lot that I don't remember because I've heard women quote, you know, "Hey, I was with Ace." And I go, "She was?" I don't remember. But, you know, I mean, I don't want to name drop, but, you know, a lot of people.
All right, Ace, did you ever see Gene with a woman that was so unattractive you couldn't believe he actually slept with her?
Well, let's just say I've seen Jim with a lot of women that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. He had 2 prerequisites. They had to be alive and breathing. You know?
Because when they took the makeup off, you went, all right, and then I know you weren't in the band right when they took the makeup off, but there's this scene, they're on MTV, and they're flashing to other guys, and you see Gene, and you go, Jesus, Gene. So, was he ever, I know you're not going to know, but even though he's rich and famous, were there ever women that are just like, Gene, you're just plain too ugly?
I mean, you know, Gene, I would really categorize Gene as a sexaholic. So, I mean, you know, it's, you know, I turn around and there'd be a girl, you know, dressed in overalls, some farm girl, you know, that was about 100 pounds overweight. I mean, you know, he didn't care.
All right, so that is just a taste. Ace got into. I loved him.
That's
I loved
scratching
him.
the surface.
That's scratching the surface.
There's a lot more there.
But listen, the man just died. But he
I
was
know.
fantastic, and
Yes.
and we play that with love. Like he was just so great. He was just such a fun guest, and and so fun on stage. Like regardless, it was truly rock and roll. You didn't know what condition he was going to be in. It was great. All right. There's a lot of excitement behind the scenes. Bert is texting, and I appreciate that Bert's texting. There is footage now. Pablo Torre is added. Pablo Torre's finally got him back to it's like when Andre 3000 started the flute stuff. You say you were so great in Outcast. Now look, you have the right to do the flute stuff. Like no one's telling you. Express yourself artistically, but let me know when you're back in Outcast so I can start doing this. So Pablo Torre was so in on the Jordan Hudson Bill stuff and so great, and then he pivoted. Now he uncovered some scandals in the NBA, but who really cares?
But now he's back hitting home runs.
Yeah, so now he's back. So we have, first of all, we're going to get Pablo on next week. There's apparently a power struggle between Lombardi and Jordan Hudson, which is really how to say this kindly, someone who's been hit in the head with a brick next to someone who stepped on a rake. So that's got to be a real meeting of the minds. And add in the brilliance of Belichick, you really got a situation. But there is a hot mic while they were doing NFL film stuff, and Pablo got it and has it, and now we have it. And so the thing is that let's just say that shouldn't be getting out. Someone gave it to Pablo. That's a problem.
Right. That's the first part of the story is, wait a second. Pablo Torre got a hot mic recorded during a production meeting. How did he get it? Well, someone obviously wanted him to have it.
Okay, so there's been an infinite amount of hot mic stuff over the course of broadcasting history. And even in the last 3 years, there's an infinite amount of hot mic stuff. It's not, I shouldn't even say hot mic because it's not going out over the air. This is just stuff while they're taping and they happen to be wearing a mic. This goes on in every NBC Sports Boston, Nesson, anything you want. Here, there's stuff where we're talking and then mics are picking it up. For it to get released, do you realize what a dick you have to be for someone to release that and want you exposed? Because usually people, at least have a respectable working situation. Right. You might not all love each other, but, at least there is a bit of respect that everyone's doing their job. I mean, Hardy does more TV than us, but John does, games and stuff. Every time I've done TV, there's a respect for everyone there. You talk to the cameramen, you talk to the producers, the other on-air talent. There's a healthy ecosystem going on. So for Pablo to get his hands on this is not easy to do. And it's not, is it antithetical? Is that how you pronounce it? Because I always say, I always say it wrong.
Antithetical?
Antithetical. I always say it wrong. I know the words, but not how to pronounce them.
Right,
so
right.
I'm still smart. So I know the words. I've read them.
Not dumb, like everyone says.
I'm still smart.
The definition's right. So, you don't know that word. So it's funny because I only know the word, but I've just read it, so I don't even know because no one talks to me. So I'm just fascinated that he got it because someone at NFL Films was just F him, take it.
Yeah.
It's not them saying the N word or them doing. It's just them being dicks. So when do you think we can get this, Adam? When do you think that we can? I will even take a little bit of it.
Ryan, do you think you can give us a taste for this next segment? Do you have a little bit of it? Yeah, he's been kind of picking through it because we wanted to have a nice segment ready for next week.
I do have a boner. So if we could just get a taste of it, I would really like it.
We can do that.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Ryan. You work very very quickly.
Ryan's been at it. So.
I feel bad about making fun of his Atlantis sweatshirt, but I was pushed into it.
You were bullied into bullying. That happens.
Well,
and Adam still feels bad about calling him a little bitch yesterday.
Adam's the one who bullies him.
That wasn't good.
You just asked me to make fun of him. I made fun of his sweatshirt.
Yeah.
That's not him. That's just something that he was wearing. You want to get made fun of? Put a picture of you and Kendra up. I love it so much. Oh, do I love it?
Oh, good.
Oh,
we got to come and get it on the.
People get so angry.
I'll come in with
so angry, so angry. Something about the two of us together. They hate it. Not dating or anything. They just hate it.
It's a perfectly innocent thing.
Oh, I love it so much. I love it. I love having her on. I love everything. People get so pissed off.
Do you remember there was a time where someone took a picture of just the two of us standing next to each other with the one-word caption that said "Friends"? And that was a social experiment for the next morning, and what the responses would be.
That was
big
Twitter.
Segment
That was Twitter, where there's people inspiring each other to mass murder. So I'm not over it. Instagram's funnier. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius.
is a brilliant genius, and I praise him so much that even his bosses wag fingers at me. Remember the Lebitard show? They take shots at me, which I don't like because it's mean and hurts my feelings.
Yes.
Does.
I know it does.
It hurts my feelings. I'm like praising one of their employees. What did I do? I don't badmouth Lebitard. I think he's talented. In fact, if you think about it, it's bullying. He's got a big national show and he's bullying me. At least I'm punching up with Belichick. I mean, Belichick was a dick around here for a long time, and now he's getting his comeuppance. Anywho, yeah, don't hurt my feelings. I don't do that to people. So
that's why I'm laughing.
Shut up. Now you're hurting my feelings like that time you made fun of my time in my race. You know what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking about? I just talked about it.
I know that. I know what you're talking
And that
about.
race is coming up Sunday. Blind Scott can't come because there's no...
no public transportation.
No, but apparently Blind Scott called up the night show with his fantasy of breaking into my house.
Oh, great.
Excellent.
Well, you know what? It actually is good. More record of it.
Joe give him a lot of rope, did he?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that so much, to be honest with you. To be completely honest, not doing a bit. I don't like that. Like, maybe someone should look into that. I don't want anything to happen to him, but stop with the fantasy. Anyhow, so Pablo Torre's back. So remember when NFL Films was going to do the stuff with Bill Belichick about NC State, might as well be, University of North Carolina football, and then they bagged out of it. I guess Pablo Torre will set this up, but it's Patricia, Belichick, and Jordan sitting in a production meeting.
I think she's taking a managerial role almost immediately, setting the stage for, I would say, a very detailed conversation between Jordan and Bill and a couple of producers on the show, talking at length about graphics.
Back and forth. If he's editing on this and you have a PowerPoint on here or whatnot, like, I almost feel like that's a little bit easier. I thought for these like game plan musts and whatnot that they were going to end up with like really, custom looking graphics, call it, for each section to coat them by section. Like the background on here is honestly like for game plan must. I thought this was going to end up looking like a scribbled into a playbook rather than like a typed font and whatnot. Like I thought that was what was taking them the time that it was. But this feels like a how many people does it take to screw in a light bulb situation. Yes. Editors at NFL Films did something and then turned it around to their guys and this, that, and the other thing. It's like it's a lot of salary to pay for this.
And Matt just shows it on his screen, which would take 5 minutes to put it together.
Were these the deliverables that Allie said that she wasn't going to work on the that we asked her for because she wanted to do this instead?
No, that's completely different. All right, so going forward...
We're going to build hundreds of those?
I mean, not hundreds, but if we're going to, stuff we're going to use show to show, we can definitely build out, but I just wanted to make sure we were going to use stuff, so we're not spending things we're not going to use.
Right. I mean, damn.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
If somebody puts on a clock, I could create this in 5 minutes. Will you give me $2,000 to do that?
Oh, Jordan, she loves graphics. And by the way, if you're in a production meeting, the first thing that if I'm the subject of it, like Bill, or the girlfriend of the subject, I'm all over the graphics. I mean, they're way over budget. NFL Films, how do they know anything about graphics? They just started making videos like a couple days ago. How about NFL Films has been doing this since when your parents were born? What the hell are you doing with the graphics?
And since when would Bill ever sit around and care about stuff like this? Like, don't you have actual things you need to be focusing on, like recruiting and transfer portals and, getting a staff together for the season? Like, weren't we led to believe that he was just all consumed with coaching all the time and no days off? But instead he's sitting around fiddle-effing around talking about stuff that neither one of them have any idea of what they're talking about and investing himself in the graphics of some NFL Films piece.
Well, his dream was to be a naval graphic artist. That was always his dream. By the way, Lombardi before
I mean, I think these look better than the PowerPoint. I don't. The PowerPoint, like really? I mean, these are brutal.
So we can change things, yeah, for sure.
Well, I gave Allie, I sent her a text and could pull up the email and said that there was a certain way that we wanted these to look, to have a certain influence based upon what it was they're talking about, that in the playbook that this would have graphics that would almost look like they ripped the page out of their book and slapped it on this screen, and that, maybe it was, game most, necessary, and it looked like it was like underlined in red pen. And that was going to be call it basic idea theme throughout all of the graphics. And she typed back to me oh, we already have stuff that we're putting out there.
These are not, so we'll have new designs, we'll create new templates.
Can we do that with them and sit there and say, as they're doing it, no, that's wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so she wants
Can
to
I
get in-
hover over these people while they're
nothing
working?
those NFL people like than people standing right over
well,
their
in
shoulder.
fairness, she worked at a hair salon and did henna. So I would imagine she's an expert graphic artist. In fact, I heard Campbell Ewald really wants to hire her for the next GM campaign. She is all over the place with this graphics. She has a big, long... This, first of all, this is all Bill's fault for even letting any of this happen. But second of all, put yourself in her place. Wouldn't you just be trying to be absorbing as much information as you could? Learning as much about the process as you could. If you had an issue and you said, well, what did you think? First of all, way early in the process, what did you think about the graphics looking this way? And then you could have a discussion about it. I want to be sitting there during it. You know why? Because you're dumb, and that the only way you can exert any power is if you raise issues and insert yourself into the process. NFL films, they got nothing. They had those pesky building the league into what it is now.
Well, now we have a kid playing executive in charge.
You know those NFL films things, without any hyperbole, changed the ways in some way, in some form.
It's a massive reason for the popularity of this league.
Change, but just outside of football, changed the way sports were covered.
Mm-hmm.
Changed the way highlights for anything in news and stuff were packaged. They pretty much invented that narration over. I mean, Steve Stone, right? No, what's the guy's name that was?
It's John Facenda?
No. John Facenda's the voice. I'm talking about the guy that was the.
Oh, Steve Sabol.
Steve Sabol, thank you. Steve Sabol is considered a genius. What he did with NFL films was genius. You have to remember that when NFL Films started, the league was not a huge deal. And they kind of, romanticized it and made it bigger than it was. And the way they slowed things down and showed things with the heavy narration over it and the music, the orchestral music underneath it. They invented the template. It's not so far as it's maybe the greatest sports marketing in the history of North American sports was NFL Films and what they developed. That's no joke. I mean, that had a lot to do with creating the league.
It gave it a certain feel and a vibe that it didn't have before. And like you said, other sports kind of said, oh, that works. It gives it the right amount of gravitas, and it gives it this dramatic feel, and it kind of hammers home the implied importance of these things.
Still remember the music to this day.
Yeah, it just made everything seem more serious and meaningful than just a football game.
Okay, so I defy you to go back and watch a retrospective of the 1968 NHL final or NBA final, or even Major League Baseball, which was way bigger than the NFL back then.
Baseball actually followed football.
Right, but
this week in baseball was different.
Okay, but John, I'm saying in the 60s,
Okay.
When NFL Films started doing this, how revolutionary it was, and how they compacted things into a package that could be played in 22 minutes that would lend, like you said,
Like
a
a
gravitas
movie.
and almost like a legend to the league. It created this air of importance around it. What an idiot!
No, but Bill and Jordan, they know better. They know it.
If I'm Bill, I'm just
a guy who should have astute appreciation and knowledge of what NFL.
Why
Films
am
has
I
done.
even here?
Yeah.
Why do I have to listen to you talk? Anyone talk? Do whatever the hell you want. I'm not that hands-on with this show. Jesus Christ. Trust you guys to go do stuff. I don't want to hang over your heads. Hardy doesn't hang over my head, and vice versa, everyone. I don't go, Adam, what are you playing for music? Ridiculous. What the hell are you talking about with your graphics?
Can we do that with them and sit there and say, as they're doing it,
give you
no,
guys-
that's wrong?
Yeah, we'll give you guys. We'll
Yeah, they
mock,
give
we'll
us
mock everything
samples.
out.
Yeah.
Can we set up a meeting with like the entire graphics team and anybody that has anything to do with this?
Oh my God.
Get out of here with that. Big expert.
Oh.
With all her production expertise. What a fool.
It's amazing to me that in all this time that she's been dating Bill and we've been talking about her, there hasn't been one redeeming thing. Every single thing that we find out about her is a step back. Everything.
That's an excellent point. You never went like, oh, yeah, well,
we
seemed
understand
kinda cool.
that. Oh, of course. Well, of course she had to do that. I get that. Not once.
Yeah, there's like no humbling real moment with
No.
that. Monty,
Incredible.
go ahead.
Yeah,
Monty, so you know
John, how do you feel about this? Because this is quite different from the avian world, where like the female birds make the nest and the males try to help, but then the females are like, "Get the hell out of here! You don't know what you're doing." So it's quite opposite.
All right.
I'm just curious what your take.
Monty, that wasn't your crazy. All right.
Always appreciate the listen.
You're usually on point. That one
Yeah,
wasn't
I
the
know.
greatest. All right. We'll be back in just a moment, and we're also running out of time. We will have Kendra in just a moment.
You're listening to
Charles Woods at practice yesterday. Last night, Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh 33-31. At the baseball playoffs, Toronto won another game in Seattle 8-2, and the American League Championship Series is even at 2 games apiece. Meanwhile, the defending champion Dodgers now lead Milwaukee 3-0 in the NLCS after a 3-1 win yesterday evening. Mass Live is reporting the Red Sox are working on a deal to bring back Jason Varitek in the same role he had last season, the game planning and run prevention coach, and the Celtics have signed Ron Harper to their vacant 2-way contract. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Enjoy the game with the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. Please drink responsibly. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
Here we go.
Boom.
I win.
Boom.
Yeah. It's somebody. Oh.
We've got a passion for Boston sports.
Get angry.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
My buddy and me.
With friends like these.
Climb up a tree.
You know.
We're the best friends you can be, my buddy and me.
Now,
Me.
more of your best morning buddies.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Stay tuned for your chance to win tickets to Witches Woods. Coming up at the end of the segment, if someone could remind me, please. If you go to @FredToucher, I put a photo of me and Kendra up, and the reason is that Adam had said when we were at the Pete Frady's thing, if you see Kendra, get a picture, put it up on Instagram. And so I saw Kendra, and we put the picture up, and I got like 300 followers. And then so I'm like, well, I'll do this again. So the last time she was in, she's like, I can put you on my back. Like, why don't I put you on my back, piggyback? And I'm like, this is consensual, correctly? And she's like, you can get on my back. I said, go.
You asked me if I could lift you, and I said, yes, you're so skinny.
And then
I don't know if that's how it happened.
You hopped on and like, are you okay? And Kendra's like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, because I'm in such good shape
He's
and
skinny.
so lithe. You understand? But so anyway, so we took that photo, and then I was like, Adam, when should I put this up? He's like, put it up like the day before the show.
I did.
Oh, Hardy did.
I cracked the code on that.
You workshopped that.
Yeah.
So,
See, I know.
and I love it so much. There's, 90% of people are like, whatever. But then there's dudes that get so mad.
What specifically are they upset about?
They are like, because Kendra and I are in a picture together, they are under the assumption that I desperately want a relationship with her, which is true. And then, I mean, Kendra, you can attest, I've tried many, many times. And the other thing is that we are in a relationship, and they're infuriated with it. Because, like, you make fun of Belichick. Well, like, the age difference is the same. But you make fun of Belichick, and then, it just pisses people off. They get really angry. Because I think it's because, like, Fred's really ugly and Kendra's really pretty. Mm-hmm. I think that's kind of the vibe, and I enjoy it very, very much. So thank you.
One of the first comments, maybe the first comment underneath it, is from Esoteric, who claims it was either AI or CGI.
Well, that's not true.
As if Kendra couldn't lift him type of thing?
I think it's more that I am of the weight a woman in general could lift, and that is true. Kendra did it very easily.
And then someone said it was actually Sarge GPT that cooked that thing up.
Well, I'm glad that resonated. Well, I'm glad that resonated.
Have
with people.
Kendra ask our spooky GPT a couple of questions. That should be fun.
No, we're not doing that.
So no, that's enough for this week. So Kendra has been flying around. She was in Jacksonville, where she went down to do something with the Jacksonville Jaguars mascot, which is the San Diego chicken of our times. I mean, so when
I love the San Diego chicken.
Well, everyone did. When you're called down to Jacksonville to work with the Jacksonville Jaguar, when you're that mascot, you got to go. So, yeah. Kendra, you go down to Jacksonville to do something with the mascot. They reached out to you, and what happened?
Yeah, so the Jags mascot's been reaching out to me since 2022 to do something together. And I couldn't make it work the last couple of years. This season, somebody tweeted the Jags mascot because we've been going back and forth trying to work together for a couple years on like the timeline. And they said, when are you guys finally going to work together? And Jackson said, let's make it happen this year. So I messaged him privately and said, okay, what game can we make it work? I'm going to San Francisco. Like, I can go wherever you need. And he was like, any home game works. And I was like, okay, I won't do Monday night because you're going to be slammed. Let's do the following weekend against Seattle. He was like, all right, sounds good. See you there. Messaged him, booked my flight. All good. Follow up a week out. Nothing. Follow up a couple days out. Nothing. Get there. Game day. Follow up. Nothing. Have my friend who shares an office with him message him. He sees the message, messages me and was like, hey, sorry, super slammed. I'm going to apply for you to have like a content creator credential sideline. This is the day before the game. Completely ghosts me. Doesn't say anything. I flew all the way down there, which is fine. I got to take my mom to dinner, took my mom to Costco for the first time.
Right, but the main thing is that you went down to work with the guy and he flaked on you.
Yeah, flaked on me not only a week out, also has been messaging me.
We believe that you didn't reach out to the mascot.
I know, but it's just like, it's not like I was like, hey, let's, whatever, which I would love to do.
Right.
And he asked me what kind of video I wanted to make. I sent him a couple options. He said that was all
Snuff.
good. Yeah, and then I got big timed by Jackson DeVella.
Okay, now, were you not like the Jaguars anymore, like a reasonable human being?
No, my dog's named after Jackson DeVille, so.
Oh, boy. All right, so you're off to Scotland on Sunday.
Yes.
And that's for the Jaguars.
No, that's just, the Jags play at 9:30 in the morning. I work the rest of the day. It's the U.S. races here.
Okay.
And then I do my podcast for my other network that I work for, and then I get on my flight and I leave overnight, and then I'm in Scotland for 5 days, and I fly back overnight to be here Saturday morning for my show.
Okay.
What are you in Scotland for?
Just to hit my 5th country for the year. I'm doing 5 a year for 10 years.
It's kind of for her age and going out and seeing those countries, it's kind of admirable.
I worry about when you get into the 30s and stuff, like what countries are you going to go to?
Well, that's coming up very short.
Well, he
soon.
loves to make fun of me for going.
No, I don't. No, I mean when I like her 30th country. And 40th country,
I was like, if you're waiting for her Thursdays, you don't want to wait.
There's 200 of them.
Yeah, but how many do you really want to go to? I can name 3.
All of them.
Oh, I don't.
Really?
Yeah, I would go pretty much anywhere.
She's a wanderlust.
She's going to go to the Congo.
All right. Very quickly, let's take Scott Zolak. He's been calling in quite a lot. Scott, hello.
How you doing?
What's up, Scotty?
Hey, your intern phone screener, rude. You guys could do better.
It's Nick.
Oh wow! If you guys are still taking requests like earlier, Ace Frehley dead. Could you play something for him today? Thank you.
I appreciate you texting me yesterday.
The zip trip this morning on Fox was to Honeypot Hill.
Oh, the Honeypot Hill Orchard. Yeah. I was doing a radio interview in Springfield, and I said that's where I took a dump. I said I had this massive thing. It freaking crawled up on me, and I'm driving, and my lip is sweating, going down Route 20. And it's the only thing I found Honeypot. And right behind him where they're sitting, that's where the dumper is.
Yeah.
And I crippled that thing.
We know. We retold the story earlier.
Oh, my God, dude.
Situation.
It was bad.
Glad to
It
know
was
we
real
weren't
bad.
telling tales out of school that you're okay talking about it.
Oh, no, he's told this. He's told this story.
I know he told
I
He
don't
told
care.
you.
Well,
All right.
You never had to go bad?
No. All right, Scott. Thank you, sir. I miss Ace Frehley. We played some of our interviews with him from the past. All right, so, okay. We will get into the NFL, but first, Kendra has offered up her bag. Now, it's no WMBR tote bag.
Oh.
And by the way, I checked out the WMBR website. Really good.
Yeah, for college radio
I don't know
station.
where you got. I don't know where you got that.
12,
those
you
graphics,
jealous of
but
this?
they were not up when I looked.
Oh no,
at
it links. The main website links out to that. It's Pledge Week on WMBR.
I'm aware. I looked.
Yes.
Okay, so there
Hardy's
was
already
T-shirt,
frustrated
not
by
tote
this.
bag, though.
So you have not unpacked this from your last trip?
No.
All right, so here we go. Hardy's
That's just my headphone case. Fred wanted to go through my mail, so I told 12, I was like, I'll just let him go through my purse sometime.
All right, well, I'm not going through it. Hardy is.
There's a very long receipt in here from PetSmart.
Okay.
Jackson got a groom. He got
Why are you keeping that for tax purposes?
No, I had to show it to them to pick him up.
They don't trust you?
I don't know.
They think you're just
I ran into
taking
Steve
random dogs?
Buckley at PetSmart, my favorite person in the whole world. Hardy found my
There's
sock.
a lone. Is that a dirty sock?
Yeah.
Are you going to sell that later? Is that why it's still there?
$100 easy.
Now it's been
Easy.
touched by
Right
Hardy.
now.
I could double the price.
That's off Nick's floor.
Jesus.
I'm not going to open any of these zippered things here, but that looks like dirty.
Workout stuff. Those are my workout gloves.
If you saw a single,
You can actually the like brown zip thing. You might find some fun stuff.
can
in
I
there.
ask you this? If you went through Nick's bag and he had one lone sock, what would you assume that sock was used for? Do you know, Kendra?
I do.
Yeah.
I had an older brother. It's okay.
This appears to be some kind of a wipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, same as the sock.
Maybe you leave that one alone. Maybe put that down.
To be honest, I've mostly used those for chicken wings.
What is this? Is this now? Is this Tusi? Is this what the pink
Yeah,
powder stuff
yeah.
is?
No, that's
You
makeup.
should try it.
Oh. All right, Visine, because you've taken your marijuana pot dope.
That's
and you-
exactly what I have it for.
Yeah.
To what? Get rid of the redness when
Yeah.
you're stoned?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is.
Does that even work, Hardy?
Yeah, it does.
I never had a problem when I was high with my eyes being red.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I think I'm genetically superior to you in that way.
All right.
Sunglasses.
A bunch of cords and
Ooh, pills.
no joke ginger juice shot.
I took that this morning.
What is it?
It's like
Why'd you keep the bottle?
because I want to refill it.
With what?
When I make my own juice shots.
Hardy's looking at that. He's like, oh, let's repurpose that.
You know that'd be good for? Tiny little screws and washers.
That's actually such a good idea. I
Thought
should
it was
put my
more
medicine
for
in there for my trip.
Cocaine.
Oh. Beef jerky.
It's turkey jerky, I think. I think I have
That's
a
much
spray
more
Evian
humane.
in there if you want.
The Go Macro bar.
Yeah.
Oh, peanut butter and chocolate.
You have to remember, she's allergic to everything. It's a very strict diet with this one.
Oh, yeah. Now he's into my electronics.
What's a Jimmy John's party patch?
Ooh, it's for when you're hungover.
Apply while drinking, remove the next day. So what is this supposed to do?
It's supposed to help with your hangover. It's supposed to prevent your hangover.
It's Jimmy John's
It's
sandwiches?
Jimmy John's
Really?
sandwiches.
I didn't know they had branched out that way.
No. This is actually interesting. Wait, focus
I
on
have a
that.
bunch of them. Okay, for real though, Jimmy John's new toasted subs
Whoa,
are
whoa, whoa,
so
whoa,
good.
whoa.
No, we don't care about the
Wait,
toasted
hang on a
subs.
second. So Jimmy John's is a mediocre sandwich place, unless they advertise it's the best.
Yeah.
So they canned out packages to mix with water to. First of all,
No, you
not,
stick it on yourself.
well, obviously it works.
I don't know. I haven't tried it.
You know what works with a hangover? 3 Xanax. All right, so this is supposed to. You know what it has, Hardy? It has several. It has a lot of vitamin B in it, which immediately gets rid of your hangover.
Wait, you missed my spray Evian. You would love that. It's like face spray water. It's
I
in
got
your pocket.
bored.
It's I don't blame you.
Okay.
All
How
right,
many of
well,
those patches you got in there?
are these
3.
free?
Yeah.
No, they mailed them to me.
Because you're an influencer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't tried one yet. I put them in my bag in case I had a couple drinks in Jacksonville and wanted to try them. But I will definitely use them in Scotland because you guys know that I don't drink that much. Usually when I go out, I just have mocktails. But we're doing the Johnny Walker tour, and I'm terrified.
People in Scotland don't drink that much.
I don't believe you.
No, it's actually the opposite of that, and you'll have no trouble understanding them either. They speak English, and it's just like our English. I'm telling
Have
you.
you guys ever done one of the hangover patches? Well, you guys don't drink.
No, well, I spent a lot of time doing it, and we had a client that would come over and they would give you Toradol and like vitamins and saline solution, and like they were a
Like
client,
the IV drip?
like an IV drip,
Oh, yeah,
which seemed like a great idea, but so you're not as dehydrated, and maybe your head doesn't hurt as bad, but that crippling anxiety is still there. Unless they gave you like the want to drink to cure the anxiety is still
Is that
there.
where the Xanax comes in?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you
I
were to
understand.
take Toradol, saline, sure, throw as many vitamins in there as you want, and then there was Xanax in the drip, then you would be like, okay.
A certain golf club locally where I was not playing in the member guest 3-day, but I was there for one night of it. I walked in, I believe it was night number 2, and doing like a thing, for the event that night. Zoe was there too. He and I were both there. And we walked in, and it set up in one portion of the ballroom was a big circle of chairs where they were doing IVs.
Yeah.
For the guys who are already, a day and a half into the 3-day, and that was Let's just come in here and get you some new blood.
Does that
for a
not
while.
scare you?
Yeah.
I feel like
Why do you think I don't participate in the 3 days? It's mostly about drinking.
I was gonna say when I was in Vegas last had the opportunity to get an IV and I was just too chicken. They just having somebody come into your hotel room and stab you with a needle.
That bothers me.
That doesn't bother me.
That doesn't bother me as much as the fact that it's like you are going to poison yourself to the point where you need a needle stuck in your arm and pumped full of fluids just to somehow make you feel okay again.
Okay, so when I first for real stopped drinking, like a 3 weeks later, I played in like a 3-day tournament, and the only time this is true, and if anyone has an alcohol problem, I'll give you this story as like to know someone else has been in your shoes. The only time that I was like, oh my God, I wish that I was those guys. We go tee off at like 8 a.m. with these other two dudes. They're really nice. They weren't doing anything wrong, but obviously they'd been up really late and they were super hungover, and they were like really dragging. And at like after the third hole, they like got beer or whatever, and like to see them get back, and then remembering feeling horrible, and then when you drink, like it like curing everything, and then that like feeling. Now I look back and I'm like, wow, that just to feel that way would be awful. But that was legitimately because I wanted to stop drinking when I stopped drinking. Like I really didn't want to drink anymore. Believe me, I was humiliated, and it was not fun. And so, but that was the time I was like, and isn't it funny? Like the hangover drinking was the one. It wasn't like the partying.
No.
Because my drinking had gone so far past that.
You start to romanticize about drinking to get you to feel normal.
Because that's when it felt the best.
Yes.
It was, and it's not. Yeah, it was just that. Like I could see them. It was like Popeye with spinach. They had, they started playing better. They started having a good time. Like. I was like, they hadn't had breakfast, so it was hitting them quick, the whole time.
You guys are making me thankful for my California sobriety and occasional Adderall usage.
Well, there you go. Now, listen.
Wait, did you ever try an Adderall, Hardy?
No,
he won't let
He's
me.
not allowed.
No.
Kendra.
This is bullcrap.
If he was being serious, he's crazy. So he like had a coke problem. And he's like, I think I have like OCD, like not OCD, ADHD, which we all have. Now especially we all have it with our phones. And he's like, do you think that I should do Adderall? And I'm like, it's like one like molecule or chemistry thing away from cocaine.
I know it's meth.
And cocaine. Like it's the same properties as meth and cocaine. And I'm like, if you had first of all, I know infinite amount of people that have a problem with Adderall. For you to go from having a problem with coke to just go, I'll just take Adderall.
It's the best.
There's no way you'd abuse it.
Listen, no, thank you. That's my whole point. I think I can handle it this time.
See, Adderall wouldn't do anything for me. But I could take Adderall and it wouldn't be an issue because that wasn't my issue. I believe I'm not going to do it, but I believe that
I love Adderall. I don't have a prescription, but anytime I can get one from someone, it's the best.
That is such a rare thing.
And very responsible.
Thank you.
Do you snort it?
I have.
Yeah. There you go.
In college, when I had all-nighters to study for, yes, but now I'm a responsible adult and nothing goes up my nose.
Yeah, so just do it when you're in college, is what Kendra's saying.
Yeah, exactly. College is your time to experiment. I support you.
Absolutely. Get your hands in as many prescription drugs as
possible. The first time I took an Adderall, I was awake for 3 days, and I was like, because I didn't know what it was, and I took a 60 XR, and I was like, all right, if I don't sleep tonight, I'm definitely going to go to the emergency.
So XR is extended release?
Yeah.
Oh, so it didn't even make you feel good.
I was 100 pounds.
Yeah,
and this kid was just like, take this for midterms. And I was like, okay.
Did you snort it?
No.
Because the extended release, it's like, why are you even taking it?
No,
it's not going to make you high.
I didn't know what it was. He was just like, this will help you focus to study, and I didn't sleep for 3 days.
That was a very bad drug dealer. All right.
It's just a kid.
Well, bad kid.
There you go.
I mean, at least know your product. Caller number 10.
If I tell you I won't do the extended release, will you change your mind?
No, you would do the extended
release.
release. The extended release is like the thing that's less likely to get you high because it's like they got a big coating.
All right, if I told you I would do the extended release, will you then support me in this
because
endeavor?
you would end up breaking open. You would end up breaking it down the extended release.
Not
so you
right
would get
away.
rid of the coating. Or you'd put it in water to get rid of the extended release.
I support you.
Wait on that.
All right. Caller number 10 to the contest line, 617-931-0985 will win a pair of tickets to Witches Woods and a $50 gift card to the Outlook Restaurant, Witches Woods Haunted Hayride and Halloween Scream Park at Neshoba Valley Ski Area. Visit WITCHS Woods, so witcheswoods.com for more info.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Touch.
All right. All right. Kendra Middleton is here. She is off to Scotland. Do you want to plug your gig? Since you have an open airwave, there's at least a dozen people listening.
Plug my gig.
On Sunday, do you have a gig?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's sold out or not, but if you guys want to come hang out for the Texas Grand Prix at F1 Arcade, we can hang out and be friends.
There you go.
Cool.
Make friends with Kendra Middleton. All right, Kendra, let me get the schedule up. There were some games you wanted to highlight for gambling purposes.
Yes, and I also have a big stat that if you guys don't read the primer by Evan Abrams, you should every week, but this is something that I thought was very, very important to note. Teams with 60% of tickets this season, public betting wise, are 15-36 against the spread through 6 games. That is
teams with what?
With all right, so think about like public betting. They're 15-36. Teams with 60% of the public money or more on them.
Okay.
Through 6 games. That is the worst ATS mark for public bettors in the 23-year history of the Action Network database.
So they basically fade the public.
So, yes, hypothetically, that is obviously not perfect every time, but hypothetically, yes. So those teams this week, more than 60% of the slips. Colts, 82%. Giants, 77%. Falcons, 76%. Dolphins, 75%. Patriots, 75%. Cowboys, 72%. Seahawks, 64%. Saints, 63%. Panthers, 63%. Eagles, 60%. So that is my buyer beware of the week.
All right.
All right.
Let's get to the making money here.
Yeah.
People like Atlanta at San Francisco. San Francisco's given 2.5, for example. People are heavily on Atlanta.
Yeah, heavily on Atlanta after their, and I get it. Like they just beat the Bills. Everybody, I don't think. Do you guys think that the Bills are a Super Bowl caliber team right now?
Well, if the way they're playing right now in the last 3 games, no.
Well, the other part of the problem is as badly as Buffalo plays, there's no one else really in the AFC that you look at and go, oh, my God. So
It's
they're
true.
as good a bet to get there as anybody else at the moment.
That's true.
But no, the way they're playing now, I mean, that's 3 games. Bert talked about it. I mean, they got way up on the Dolphins. They let them back in the game. They lost to the Patriots, and then they lost to the Falcons. I mean, yeah, they're in trouble right now. Now, will they course correct? Absolutely, I believe. But, yeah, if you were going by what's happening going into this week, I would say yes, it's probably a good time for them to have a bye, which is it's probably the perfect time for them to have a bye. In fact, I think the league rigged it this way. No.
He's not serious.
I know.
Okay, all right. So you like some overs this week.
I have one over. Usually I'm an under better. The under has been prime time this year for people who like to bet on totals. I know that this is a hot take, but I'm going to go over in Texas and in the Texans and Seattle game. I think that it's 40. It was 41 yesterday. Let me see if that is
41.5.
41.5. I still like it. Seattle can put up points. I expect the Texans to kind of get back on track with scoring at some point. I know that something is wrong with them, but they need to get back on the track. The AFC South is, I mean, it's not wide open. They had a really slow start. Obviously, Jacksonville and Indianapolis for some reason out of nowhere, but the AFC is wide open in general. There could be 3 teams out of any division to make the playoffs. So I think that the Texans got to get it right. It feels like too low of a number, especially what Seattle's been able to do pretty consistently this season. Jackson Smith and Jigba having a crazy time. Sam Darnold has not skipped a beat. I like over 41.5. That just feels way too low for me this week.
Isn't that Houston defense, though,
They're kind of mid. They're not that good.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I think that they're a fake good defense.
All right.
I also, as far as I know that I just gave you guys a stat about the public. I am going to be on Philly this week, though. I just think it's too good of a price on Philly. And for some reason, whether it's Carson Wentz, which I think is going to be and not J.J. McCarthy, I do like the Vikings better with Carson Wentz. I just don't believe in them. Yeah, Philly has had problems. Yeah, they've gone through, a quarter and a half every single game where both sides of the ball just look absolutely dead. But Philly finds ways to win. This is a good price on Philly. I see Philly getting it done against a Vikings team that a lot of people believe in that I don't.
2.5?
I like the 2.5.
That's a crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Spread. Whenever they do that, it makes me think something's afoot.
Yeah.
Like they
But
know something.
I see a 1.5 here, Hardy.
Okay. All right.
Really?
Yeah.
You would think Philadelphia would blow doors in
That's what I'm saying.
Minnesota.
Even if Philly is not the team that they were last year, and they've got injuries and whatever, Philly finds ways to win. And that's the big thing for me here.
Wow.
1.5, that's a good price on Philly. And then I'm going to go back to the well on the Panthers. The Jets are bad. I get that they're probably due for a win.
Okay, so this is the one I was going to ask
Yeah.
you about, because this is at this point in a season when a team is 0-5, 0-6. I like to start betting that team on the money line because it's really hard to go winless for an entire NFL season. The Jets will win a game at some point. However, on the money line, they're plus 100 because it's the Panthers.
Yep.
So it's like
it's not worth it.
It's kind of not worth it to say this is the week they're going to win.
Here's the
and
thing.
you don't think they're going to anyway.
I don't think they're going to. Here's the thing, though. The Jets' schedule is easy the rest of the season. Their win will come, especially because the AFC North or AFC East is not what people expected it to be. People expected the Bills to be world beaters. I think people expected the Patriots to middle. The Dolphins are bad. You get all those teams twice. Like, you still have the rest of that
They
schedule.
lost to the Dolphins in Buffalo already.
And here's the thing, the Panthers, I think that number should be better because the Panthers have been really terrible on the road. But the Panthers have really found... Look at Rico Dowdle out of nowhere. They're just going to run the ball down the Jets' throat. That's what's going to happen. They're going to play ball control. Hopefully, hope for a turnover or two from Justin Fields. You cannot get me.
No Garrett Wilson.
Exactly. And they're shopping Breece Hall. That's the only thing that I would be weary of is they might try and show him off a little bit because it seems like he might be on the move.
So from what I'm reading from the guys that are discussing the trade deadline, he's not someone that they're openly discussing, not Jets media, just national media. Because I wanted to see if anyone had any concocted trade with Breece Hall and the Patriots.
That article on ESPN we talked about.
But and there's other ones too. Like, I just don't see his name being thrown around from these experts or insiders as someone who's going to be traded. And
It's got to be a fire sale for them, though.
I don't know.
New coach?
Yeah, but I think that they want to establish some kind of culture, and I don't know if they want to move Hall for like a 4th round pick. I don't know if they want to do that. They're in a really tenuous position because if they don't start winning a little bit, New York's too tough. It's not like Detroit when everyone had just given up and they went 0-16. Like, they got it. Like, Glenn needs a victory. They should have won on Sunday. I mean, they should have won. The quarterback wouldn't let go of the ball, and they still had an opportunity where he couldn't hit an open receiver to put him in field goal range to win the game. And everyone's bitching about the way he handled. Don't get me started. Bitching about how Glenn handled the end of the first half. It's like that's not what lost them the game.
The other two things I've got, I'm going to go Rashee Rice for an anytime. They need him. Got to be huge in that offense. You know that Mahomes is going to target him.
I'm not doing your anytimes anymore.
Okay, that's fine. Oh my God, yeah, McConkey's killed me. McConkey has killed me.
Oh, he's scored it every week since then.
I know.
But the 1 week you
he's
told me
in
to
bet
bet him, he
he's
didn't,
in bet jail for me. So I'm going to go with Rashee Rice this week, and then I'm also going to go with the Titans. I'm going to follow the cheese with not betting with the public. I am very much on, if you listen to this station religiously, I'm very much on the side with Dan Lifshatz. I think that the Patriots are due for a fall from grace.
Yeah, that's usually a good place to be.
Yeah.
What do you get? What are you getting along with the Titans? 7.5?
So the 7.5 is gone. It is 7 now. I loved the 7.5. 7, I'll still take it. I also love the
that
angle.
Feels like a push.
I love the angle of any time a team fires their head coach. Who
They cover.
Exactly.
Yes, against the spread. It's more often than not.
I got 2 questions for you.
Yep.
I like the Lions to bounce back. I don't love -5.5.
I like
even
the
at home
Lions.
against the Buccaneers.
See, here's the thing. The Bucs are the leader of the luck rankings from like a gambling perspective. Those are real things that you can look at is how lucky teams have been. The Bucs have been extremely lucky so far this season. They are beat to hell with injuries.
So are the Lions, though.
Yeah, but
the Branch is suspended and they're missing 2 corners.
I know, but you have to remember.
Do you?
But the Bucs don't have any receivers right now. So what does
Evans
it
is
matter?
coming back.
Yeah, but he's old. Egbuka's been there. He's old. Egbuka's been there, bread
He's
and
young
butter.
in spirit.
All right. One more.
Yeah.
The total in the Commanders-Cowboys game.
Okay.
54.5.
That's high.
That's a big
That's
number.
high.
Let's go under.
Okay, I'm with you. Let's do it. The unders have hit this year. And then the other thing that I would look at, haven't gotten to the window yet, I'm really starting to like getting to the window on the Raiders now that I'm seeing a 12.5. 12.5 is way too high. In Patrick Mahomes' career, the one team that he has never covered the spread against consistently is the Raiders, as bad as they have been. Now that there's a 12.5 on the board, I love the Raiders to cover this number this weekend.
Why is that 12.5? Like, why is Vegas considered like a 2-touchdown worse team than Kansas City?
I think it's more along the lines of what Bert was talking about. They've righted themselves. They're playing.
I don't
Kansas
doubt
City.
they win the game.
No,
I'm
but
just talking about like they're gonna blow them out. I mean,
Kansas City doesn't cover spreads at a super high clip, especially when it's a big number. So,
Okay.
all right, so take that and put that in your pipe and smoke it. All right, Kendra. Well, listen, you are not going to be here next Friday.
I am not. I'm going to miss you guys.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be crushing for you, but you will be out. You made a face like it's not.
I'd rather be with you guys than on a plane.
Oh, that's
all
nice.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, Kendra.
Oh, wait, no, Wallach, we can't film our video next week. It has to be 2 weeks.
All right, 2 weeks. That's fine.
All right. Well, Kendra, someone emailed me and they said, Fred, there's like 60, 70 comments on the pitch review and Kendra and 6 are negative. I think you'll live. And I said, I have self-esteem issues, my friend.
What do you gravitate toward, Fred?
You got to gravitate towards the negative.
There you go.
Someone earlier in the YouTube chat said I'm either
Yes.
dating a tech CEO or a female truck driver.
Well, you should really lean into that YouTube check because it's all really good stuff on and off air with them. All right, Kendra, thank you so much.
I love you guys. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right, have a good time in Scotland. Enjoy your 45th
I'm going
country
to see
year.
the cows.
They don't exist anywhere but Scotland. Those Scottish cows.
They're so fluffy.
Worth the flight.
Right,
Yes.
absolutely. And the people are very fluffy as well. All right, there you go, Kendra Middleton. How do people get you on social media?
You can, if you want to watch Fred and I on my story, it's at Kendra Middleton on Instagram and TikTok and all the things except Twitter. It's Kenny with an I Middleton.
You know what the problem is? Why people are saying that? Like, oh, you two are together, just do it all right. Because 2 of your last 3 posts have been you and Kendra together. You just look at you go to your profile and you look at it. There's the one to piggyback. There's one in the middle, and then there's the 2 of you look like you're on a date night at the Frady's thing.
Well, we were.
Okay.
I mean, we went there together. You've heard the whole story.
Well, I didn't know we were talking about it.
It was actually a very intimate wedding. Kendra and I got married that day.
I would not wear yellow to my wedding.
I would insist upon it. All right. Thank you, Kendra. We'll be back to end the week finally. It's been a very long week.
Sports Hub headlines presented by.
are Toucher and Hardy, and Hardy. There was. Did you see any of the mayoral debate and the New York mayoral debates?
Mayoral?
Mayoral debates?
No, I did not.
Okay, I just wanted you to know that Curtis Lee was in it.
Oh, yeah, the Guardian Angel.
Yeah. He'll probably win. The Guardian Angel guy. He's made quite a career of that Guardian Angel thing. He's had a radio career. He's really...
Is he still rocking the red beret?
Oh, I can't imagine. He didn't wear it last night, but I can't imagine that he takes it off very often.
No, he's got it on in all of his press appearances with that official like that.
Now, ask me what happened in the mayoral debate.
What happened in mayoral debate?
Mayoral debate. I don't know. I just know that the Guardian Angels guy was in it, so I thought that was kind of funny.
I have physical mail here. You know how we love to get physical mail.
Oh, we love to touch it. Tactile.
Send it in.
Well, Fred will just leave his unopened for weeks at a time, which drives me nuts.
You need a knife, buddy?
No, I got a key. Look at that.
Now I have listeners messaging me that they use their keys to open their mail.
I do that.
Yeah, I do that too.
Well, it's a jackass thing to do.
Why?
Oh, here we
You're
go.
gonna mess up the key.
No, you're not. Paper?
Very
through paper.
Very scary.
Ooh, spooky.
Some just flew out of there over on the floor there.
Yeah, it's a white packet of anthrax.
Even
spooky.
Even though Fred won't make fun of juggalos no more, and it is from a Post-it note that was originally from the Pepsid AC people.
Oh, well, at least that heartburn's under control.
I'm just saying that the writing looks like a right-handed person writing lefty.
25th anniversary
Can't
gathering
trace it.
gathering of the Juggalos. This looks like the official program for the weekend. Wow.
Woo woo.
Well, I'm not touching it. So,
why not?
Because it was from the gathering of the Chuggalos, and the guy's handwriting looked like that.
Yeah, I think this there's a lot to read in this thing. Like
That seems almost cruel.
They're giving the Juggalos a lot of credit. Like, you're going to read all this text?
No.
Yeah, it just seems
Look
almost
at
like a
that stuff.
dare.
No.
All right, are we doing the Adam thing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got to get the music going.
Okay,
Oh,
so
let me get the
Adam is very, very
seasonal music.
Yes.
So Adam loves
Vince Guaraldi.
WMBR radio. He loves
Pledge week this week. Give to WMBR.
Sure.
Yeah.
Head of the Charles,
Get a free
right?
t-shirt.
Head of the Charles.
Head of the Charles Regatta. I horrified troop when we were sitting there one morning doing our Saturday morning show, and the head of the Charles staging area was right across the street from the old radio station. And I said, I would rather slam my pecker in the car door than go out there and row a boat on that river. And he couldn't believe what his career had come to, that I just uttered that on the air.
Yep.
But that is true.
And then you looked at his Twitter and you went, he's seen it before.
Head of the Charles 12. Any interest? You're going?
No. I've done it. It's fine. Did you work with Callie at BCN, Hardy? Was he still there?
Yeah.
All right, so I was doing a weekend shift when I started at BCN, and he was as well. There was one, the head of the Charles weekend, I was in Saturday morning. So I call him up. I'm like, hey, you're doing call-ins from the head of the Charles. He goes, dude, I went down there at 5 o'clock this morning, recorded everything. I'm back home in bed. Don't call me again. Click.
Nice.
That sounded like me at any concert
there
that
you
I was
go.
broadcasting live from when I was at 99X.
How about something called Left of the Charles Fall Music Festival?
Ooh, counter programming.
Fantastic local musicians, restaurants, and culture on the Charles River. 2 days, over 10 indie acts, and 100 small businesses selling art, vinyl, vintage, and more.
Where's the radical left
Adam
one?
12 boxes. Drag it to the left. Any band names that you can drop on there?
Sweatpant Boners in honor
Yes.
of Robbie's recent arrest.
He's free.
There is
That's shocking. With his big trespassing charge. They took
Brady
3 guys to
Oh,
arrest him for.
Brady Dallas Jones, Sailor Down, Tiffy All Caps. I mean, I'm just looking at their Instagram handles, so I
Okay.
don't know if that's the actual name, but so yeah.
Yeah, in on that.
Yeah, he gets to pretend he likes vinyl. Every time I see that Robbie arrest thing, the dumber it looks.
It's ridiculous.
3 guys in fatigues.
One of them with a paintball gun.
I guess they hit him with pepper.
Yeah,
those-
they did. They've been
I guess
footage
that's
before that. They were up on the roof.
They
shooting at him.
obviously hurt really bad because you couldn't even tell he got hit with them. What the hell's going on? 3 guys in fatigues taking off a guy, Robbie in a
giraffe
G-string and a
suit.
giraffe suit. Now, he was being a dick.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it takes 3 guys to pull Robbie away for being a dick. I could see it annoying you and you wanted to hit him with something. I don't know if you got to arrest the guy. So he's going to be out in 10 seconds, and now you're going to be on a viral video. At least one of them wasn't wearing a mask.
All right, finally, the Boston Veg Food Fest brings together an amazing array of providers of 100% plant-based food and lifestyle products, notable speakers and chefs, and educational exhibitors in a fun and welcoming environment.
Yes.
As opposed to most vegan things where they just throw paint on you. They just go by it like Abe and Louie's and throw paint on people eating.
Well, there's also the Play It by Fear Seaport Party.
Oh. That Seaport has always got something going.
Yeah, you can't get to it if you don't live there.
scare you?
Yeah,
no. I was
impressed.
in the Seaport a couple weeks ago when wasn't there for the Red Bull thing, but it was right after the Red Bull thing. The Seaport's always got some municipal activity going on.
Yeah. What's the fest, the Snowflake Fest? What's it called?
Oh, the Winterfest. Yeah,
Winterfest.
whatever it is.
Yeah. What the hell's the name of that thing?
We'll know in a couple of months.
Enjoy your weekend.
All right, that'll do it for us. Everyone have a wonderful time. Anyone,
Snowport.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
what it's called.
Anyone going to the BC UConn game?
You are.
I am.
Have fun.
Dude, it's next door to my house.
It'd be a good workout. You walk over and you walk back. Good for you.
The question is, other than my friends that already have tickets, can I get someone to take my other ticket? That is the real test. Because both my children have already said no.
Yeah.
And it's noon on a Saturday, which is not easy for people my age to find people to go with because of children's activities.
Yes.
All right. That'll do it for us. Zolak and Bertrand are on next. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Have a weekend.